Okay, that was a bit low-key, but, I'm feeling a little bit chill tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, should I say, I'm feeling a bit low energy lately. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. I'm Salsa. This is going to be... Well, I wanted to say my last stream for the week, but actually I just realized I am going to be streaming Saturday, so no, never mind. This is going to be... A, a, a stream. Yeah, that's it. My stream. Tonight we're going to be playing Angels with Scaly Wings, and I have known better than to trust this game to see if it's like actually doing well in the background or not. So I'm gonna have to boot it up right now. Hopefully tonight we'll be able to get more than one route done. I kinda want to do two. Is that... Hello? Uh, the moment I booted up Angels with Scaly Wings, OBS crashed. Hoo boy. That's a new one. That's a spicy one. Hopefully it doesn't crash when I do like anything else here. Okay, so it's capturing correctly at least. That's a problem with this game. Ugh. What the fuck? OBS just like adios. Later. Alright. So as you can see from the screen, we've got we've done a Dean's ending. We've helped Katsuharu. We met Kevin, and we've dated Anna. One of them taught us about love and flying too close to the sun, and one of us taught about the intricacies of dragon biology. But we're just gonna continue our journey. Salsa. Yeah, that's me. So, here's the thing. I wanted to do Lorem on like a separate, but apparently, I want to do Lorem together with Anna, but apparently they're both like really thirsty in terms of like slots. Like you could probably do a Dean and then someone else in the same run, cause she only requires 3, but, I don't know. I'm seeing that Remy actually has, you only require 3 dates for the good ending with him. So, yeah. Might be able to do that, but, We'll see. I woke from uneasy dreams looking at... Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna... Let's double check here. Do I have to do anything for the first investigation for either of these? Second. Oh, but I need also... No! Well, damn. I actually don't think I'll be able to do both Remy and Lorem, so I'm just gonna focus on Lorem for one. Skip ahead. Yep. Ah! No. I don't know who the fuck... Okay, it was Bryce. So I got both the sphere and the sphere base, but we're gonna be meeting with Lorem all the time. I'm gonna be skipping through. I'm gonna be skipping prodigiously. Skip the end of the scene, yeah. Skipping with great prejudice. Alright. So we've already gone on 3 specific dates with Lorem. Actually, I don't think I've met with Sebastian. Unlike, after, like, Investigation 1. So, maybe let's do that? Hey, Sebastian, this is Salsa. It's just hung up. You're still here? I'm still on the clock, you know. Huh. Well, I'm glad you take my security so seriously. Just doing my job, sir. I appreciate it. Anyway, did you need anything? It's pretty boring when I have to spend all day on my own. I don't really know anyone here yet, so I don't know where I could go or what I could do for fun. If it were earlier, I could have shown you around town and given you the tour, but it's getting dark outside. I think most places are closed by now. Let me think. Do you like being outdoors? Yeah? Me too. What do you think about camping? You want to go camping? Right now? Well, it might not be my best idea, but I'm sure there's not much else. Not sure there's much else we could do at this time. Would it even be okay for us to just go outside? I'm supposed to be guarding you, you know. Technically, I'm still on the clock, but camping would be much more fun than you just staying inside and me guarding your door, don't you think? Besides, I'm supposed to accompany you wherever you go. You're not a prisoner, so of course you're free to go wherever you want to. If you wanted to spend a night outside and experience the countryside, not only could I not stop you, but I'd be obligated to come with you. So, what do you say? You know what? Sign me up. Let me just grab a few things. Oh shit. Casa de Sebastian. Damn. Well, here we are. I'm surprised we even got a spot this late after what you told me. With a member of the police force and someone who is as important as you are, it's not really surprising. They'd probably regard it as an honor to be hosting us. They? Tell me, game. This is it? No tent or anything? Tent camping would have been a bit more complicated to set up at the last minute. Is there any other form of camping? What you're seeing here is cave camping. Essentially, they run like hostels, but you sleep in caves like this one. Well, at least we get some furnishing. Could use a few sleeping bags, though. If you wanted a comfy bed, you should have stayed in your room. This here is the real deal. I'm supposed to just sleep on the ground? I get it. Your skin is sensitive and all that. Is that going to be a problem? I'm not going to die from it. We even have some natural lighting in here. So much for the real deal. We could just sit in the dark if you prefer that. No, I think this will do. Have you ever gone camping before? Plenty of times, though most of it tent camping. I see. You know, I was kind of nervous when I met you the first time. I could tell. And it was quite a thing to hear that humans were going to visit our world, but when I met you and it turned out you were just like an ordinary person, that really threw me off. Nobody expects to meet their, like, high school crush from across the hall, or, like, see the person of their dreams, like a celebrity or a content creator, and then just being like a normal dude. I will say, I'm just like you. I get lonely at night. I cry into my pillow when I sleep. I enjoy a good beer or a good story. I just happen to enjoy good stories that involve dragons. And I like to share my experiences, so I share a lot of them on here. Didn't you meet Reza before? Actually, no. Everything about your visit is clad in secrecy, so I didn't get to hear much about Reza from Maverick before I met you. I see. So are you one of those who expected me to act a certain way because I'm human? Actually, that didn't have much to do with it. Any high-profile guest would have made me nervous, especially if I was in charge of keeping them safe.
I also happen to be the newest guy in the force, so I didn't exactly want this to turn into a career ender right there.
With the whole murder situation going on, you should be careful that it doesn't end more than just your career. Ah, good that we're telling this to the career corpse. Oh my god. Maybe we do actually have the ability to save Sebastian.
Good point.
How long have you been on the force? They didn't assign the rookie to me, did they?
Just because I'm the newest guy doesn't mean I'm a rookie. It's been a few years now.
I suppose that means you don't get many new recruits.
Not here at the very least. This is just a small town, so we don't really need them all that often. I got lucky when I got this position because I figured there'd be more competition from the locals.
Locals? Don't you live here?
I live here now, but I actually grew up in a small farming village that mostly consisted of runners like me.
Runners? Ah, yeah. It's been talking about dragons in terms of like runners, flyers, quadrupeds, that sort of thing, but hopefully we'll get an explanation here.
That's just what we call our species sometimes. We've got pretty powerful legs.
I can see that. Are there many villages where the inhabitants are mostly of the same species?
For sure. It's mostly smaller ones though, because the bigger they get, the more variety you'll find.
I see.
I only have my hometown to compare, but from what I've heard, there are other villages that are fairly similar. They can only survive like that if they lead much simpler lives, or if they focus on a certain industry that species is good at.
So your species is good at farming?
Better than the earth dragons, at least, even though they come in handy pulling the plows.
Why did you decide to become a police officer?
I just wanted to see what's out there beyond our vegetable fields, and if whatever was there was like the stories I'd heard.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's been great.
Now that you mention it, I don't really know much about this town either.
Well, what would you like to know?
What can you tell me about the land?
The land? Well, I hear they have fertile soil. Not as fertile as my hometown, though. Bow chicka wow wow.
Sebastian wouldn't make a joke like that, but I found it infinitely funny that I did in his voice. Sorry. I was talking about more if they have any sort of industry.
This town is actually quite unique because even though it's fairly small, it has its own production facility. With that, we basically have our own full production chain.
So your one factory has everyone's pride and joy here?
In a way, yes. Makes us fairly independent and keeps everything local.
What can you tell me about the people?
They're a friendly bunch for the most part. Of course, I also meet some unpleasant fellows in my line of work, but luckily those seem to be the minority. It was also a bit of culture shock when I initially came here with all the different species living here together, but my police training took care of that.
What's it like having so many different species on the force?
Compared to my hometown, it's been quite an interesting change. On one hand, you get all kinds of different people with all kinds of different strengths, abilities, and backgrounds that can make your work so much easier. On the other hand, it also creates all kinds of new problems that I never would have expected. I won't forget the first time I had to follow a shoplifter who also happened to be a flyer.
Hello! And we're already redeeming things. Furry Opinion Tormund Ellis. I have never heard that name before in my entire life. Oh! Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Oh, you just hit one of my fucking, like, core memories. Tormund Ellis is a yellow loop from Meridel who dreamt to one day be a heroic knight instead of a simple farmer. I'm going to say Neopets, the original IP, that is like my original, that is like my earliest days on the internet right fucking there. Like, so early that I, like, had to ask permission to go on certain sites. Neopets wasn't one of them. And, I didn't know that browsers had different tabs. If you're familiar with Neopets at all, Wheel of Monotony was my fucking rock. I couldn't do it for any at all. By the time I lost interest in Neopets, I still didn't know how to open things in a different tab. So the Wheel of Monotony, I never actually got to see it finish. Anyway, I can only really, like, give my opinion on, like, Neopets in general here, because, again, by the time I lost interest in Neopets, it was like, it was kind of like a flash in the pan for me, but, I might actually go back and play, like, the Neopets video games someday. Let me like, fucking stick a thumbtack in that thought. Cause, God, I only recently found out that there were, like, Neopets video games. I knew about the card game, but, like, only within, like, the last 2 years did I find out about the Neopets video games. And I haven't played any of them. But, like, man, I think I might be, like, vaguely familiar with Tormund Ellis, because wasn't he, like, the protagonist of Whack-A-Cass? And this really dates Neopets. A Flash game that was about whacking, like, it was essentially like a fucking home run contest where you, like, toss a sandbag, like, the farthest distance you can. I think that might have been Tormund Ellis that was, like, the guy that was actually whacking the damn plushie. Anyway. But thoughts on Neopets in general. Very good designs. I don't see nearly enough, like, NSFW art of them, though. Like, they're not a very popular, like, lewd art targets. Darkest Fairy is a fucking gem. Oh, we'll see about that. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes. We were talking about work with Sebastian. What is it to like to work with Bryce? He kind of took me under his wing when I came here, and I've been working with him ever since. Pun not intended. I found it a bit weird that the big shot himself had to show the country bumpkin the ropes, though. I thought he saw it as a challenge, or that he wanted to scare me away, but honestly, he's been great. Everyone here trusts him a lot. Okay. Do you have any special recommendations or secrets I should know about this town? Secrets? This town doesn't really have any secrets. Oh, this town has so many secrets. Not that I know of at the very least. Maybe you just don't belong to the inner circle yet. Me? I'm forming a harem. Want to join? I think as a member of the police force, I get to see everything there is to see. Either way, I don't think there's anything that special about our town. But hey, I'm not the only one who's been new here. What are your impressions? Good, bad, ugly? It's been fun so far. Fun? That's not something I'd expect you to say after we showed you a corpse on your first day. Hey, if Bryce said it had to be done, then it's part of the job. I'm not sure if it was a good idea by Bryce to take you to the crime scene, though. I know he's a hands-on guy, but that really was a bit much. Pun not intended. If you needed my help, I'm glad to give it. Fostering goodwill and all that. Well, at least you don't seem to be traumatized from the experience. No, trust me. I'm traumatized from seeing my best childhood friend die over and over in every single ending.
Anyhow, how about some fun?
What kind of fun are you talking about?
I brought some playing cards. A staple for any camping trip.
I see. What are we playing?
Just a little game called Bastion Breach. Ever heard of it?
Can't say I have.
We often play in the break room to pass time. It's good fun, though things can get quite heated sometimes. Let me go over the rules.
Sure.
As you can see, each of us starts with all cards of a given suit in their hands. You're diamonds, and I'll be hearts.
You stole all those hearts, didn't you?
Haha, well, maybe I did. Anyway.
Oh my god, realistic Dragon Claw!
What you see in the center is the middle row, which is a line of shuffled cards from another suit.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Joker, Queen, King, Ace. Is it? No, Jack, Queen, King, Ace.
This way each game is going to be unique since the middle row always changes between games. Now this is how the game works. We play around for each card in the middle of the starting row, starting with the one you see at the very left. During each round, we both decide which card to play and put it there face down like this. Once we both played a card, we flip them over. The highest card wins the round, and whoever played it gets a point. To clarify, 2 is the lowest card and King is the highest. The Ace is a special. It beats every face, but will lose against any number. Card from the middle row also counts, so it's possible that neither of us will get the point for a round. If there is a tie, no clear winner between the 3 cards, where the middle row has the highest card, no player will get a point for that round. However, the next round will give the winner an extra point to make up for it.
Oh, double or nothing. Shit.
At the end, the player with the most number of points wins the game. Did you get all that?
Kind of? So, what I'm seeing is this is like a mind game. We both play a card, and we can kind of see which card gets played. Because I'm assuming 8, 9. I'm assuming that's his king, even though, you know, it would be like the opposite way. Because he's playing like his 2 would be all the way on this end. Because otherwise it wouldn't look right to him. Because it'd be like Ace, and then it's flipped for. So essentially, this is like you gotta know. I'm already seeing some like major strats for this. I think I understand though.
This game is all about bluffing and mind games. We can always see what cards have been played, so each of us knows exactly what the other player has left. Are you ready?
Sure.
Don't worry, I'll go easy on you. Take all the time that you need to make your selection.
Damn.
5 for the first card makes an interesting start. You could try and surpass it and play something higher, but if I'm going to do the same, you don't know how high I would go to not only beat the 5, but your higher card as well. Alternatively, you could count on me trying to beat a higher card and play alone instead, thus making me waste mine.
Yeah, that's one of the thoughts that I had.
What's it gonna be, Salsa?
So I want to play a 2 on the Ace, since that'll be easy beat it. But Ace beats face, so I can drop a. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go at. Hey!
As you can see, I played a lowly too just to see what would happen. Getting to know your opponent and their tendencies is just as important as analyzing potential moves and strategies. Ty, guess you both tried to do the same thing here. The king presents us with an interesting conundrum, especially when getting him early when most cards are still available. I'll let you figure this one out, though.
I'm gonna make an early push for the king.
You did the predictable thing and play the ace, the only card that beats a king. Since my 3 beats your ace, though, this round is considered a tie. You might not think that's so bad, but taking away your ace with just a lowly 3 gives me the big advantage during the rest of the game.
Oh, fuck, it sure does. I'm gonna play the only non-face I have. Ah! Parry, parry, parry.
Looks like a tie.
Holy shit. So if I let him win this one, I'm assuming it gives him all 4 points. But do I want to let that happen? We've got his board, his potential power at this point is way better than mine. Cause he's still got that. He's mostly burned the higher end, the lower end. So I'm gonna say,
don't worry, you can still win. Nice. It's not looking too great for you.
The good news is I have queen here.
This is the halfway point, so now it's gonna really gonna get serious. Anyone can still win. Now I'll take this one.
Yeah, he still has his... Shit. Yeah, I don't think I win this one, actually. I'm just mathing it out. I'm gonna drop the 6.
Yeehaw!
Parry.
Phew.
Oh, god damn it. So pretty much everything I play here is an absolute win. But I think...
Yeah, this game's pretty much over.
He got more points, definitely.
Alright, that's it. Sorry to say this, but you just lost.
I noticed.
Guess I can't help it. I'm just that good.
You beat someone who played this for the first time ever. Congratulations.
Don't be a poor sport about it. Maybe you'll win next time.
If there ever is such a thing.
I'll just put these away.
No rematch?
Maybe some other time. It's getting kind of late now.
Is he blushing? If you say so.
Maybe next time you can teach me a human card game.
Maybe.
Maybe we should get some sleep now. Imagine it'll be just as busy tomorrow as it was today. Let's not forget I have to get up early to report about all this. So, how do you like your bed of rocks?
It's pretty cold.
I suppose it takes some getting used to.
A blanket would have been nice at the very least.
I could warm you up. Not sure it would be safe to keep a fire burning overnight. You're right, but I wasn't talking about that.
Oh! Whoa! Notices your dragon?
I see. Either way, the only blanket I can offer is myself.
You know what they say, ACAB. All cops are blankets.
All right, then. Is that better?
Sure. You don't mind if I get cuddly, do you? Dragon snuggles, dragon snuggles, dragon snuggles. I'm surprised they were more explicit about that with Sebastian than they were with Adine, the person who is like actually more blanket shaped than Sebastian. Okay, so here's the thing. I think we're going for Lorem's ending. So we don't actually need to play through the investigation, but here's my question. What happens if I go, you know, open up the sewer again? Is it still gonna be bloody bandage? She's going up the stairs. Wait a minute. When we were down there, didn't you refer to him as she? Did I? I don't know, maybe you just heard it wrong. Oh! So there's, like, subtle corruption of the story as it's going on. Maybe. Why would he wear that whole getup, though? Visit Tatsu Park. Look at the map. North towards Tatsu Avenue. Open the hatch. Button. Button. Counterclockwise. Cloth with suspicious red markings all over it. Go back. Let's actually go south toward the political district. I don't think I've ever... Just as I entered the southern part of the park, I found myself tumbling to the ground when someone suddenly bumped into me. Ah! Sorry about that. Are you alright? Besides being a little dirtier than before, I think so. I should really look where I'm going. Sometimes I just get lost in my thoughts. Hello, new dragon. Hey, I think you dropped this. Oh, thank you. Ghost stories, huh? I should probably go before the bookstore closes. Bye. Bye. Dude just fucking saw like a mythical creature and he was like, oh shit, I gotta go to the bookstore. There's someone sitting on the benches. Approach, casually approach. casually approach Dragon.
What a most pleasant surprise to be meeting you here, Salsa. Do you know who I am?
I do.
And what brings you here today, Salsa?
I'm not quite sure of that myself.
The park does have an appeal that naturally draws people in. I would know since I'm partially... Actually, I think I have talked to her. Thank you. Search the pavilion. Alright. Stop searching the park. I just wanted to know what was in there. I don't think I need to be... I don't think I need to do anything. Grocery store. Store Ray's has been shopping at. Born to serve. Ah yes, Crocs Dragon. Just browsing for now. What am I even looking for? Look at the bread selection. Since when do dragons eat bread anyway? Hey, you. You talking to me? What do you say, melon or lemon bread? I mean, the only difference between the two is like one letter, so how am I supposed to choose? I don't think that's how it works. Why don't you just go with the one you think you like more? That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Is that a cardboard box on her head? That's what I'm asking, game! You gotta tell me! Look at the produce. Who would have thought that dragons are big on produce? I don't even recognize some of these. Look at the meat. Lots and lots of meat. Fresh meat, smoked meat, cured meat, dried meat, prepackaged, prepared, ready to eat meat, meat snacks, burgers, kebab, nugget, whole ham, bacon, meatloaf, sausage. Bacon. Yo, they have fake sheep, but they got real pigs? What? Burger. Implying they also have cows, too. Although it could be, like, fake lamb burgers. Because they don't have actual cows, but they have the... they don't have actual sheep, but they have the mouflon, which is a sheep-like creature. And the nuggets implies chicken. Health aisle. Everything from food supplements to skincare and even birth control. The variance in product sizes is astounding, especially when talking about the birth control. Actually, you know what? That's not a surprise. To me, at least. Fun little tidbit about Plan B very specifically. If you are over, like, I think 250 pounds, Plan B, you have to take more than the recommended dose. You have to take 2. Otherwise, it might not have the clinically approved effectiveness of 98%. It's just, you have so much body mass that you absorb the medication, and it's like putting a sugar cube in a larger glass of water. You put a sugar cube in a shot glass, it's gonna taste like fucking syrup. You put a sugar cube in like a pint glass and you're barely gonna notice. So yeah, I think these ones could fit on my arm. You look, capitalism. Man, world building. Skip ahead. Not much. I just got the bandage. So, we're gonna meet with Lorem. We're gonna skip the whole damn thing. You've seen this before. Skip to the end, yeah. He draws me in a sexy pose. We get it. He shows me a bunch of human-like creatures from human mythology. But... yeah. Nothing going on. Spend the day reading. Wasn't really in the mood for anything complex, so yeah, Sheridan's Adventures. Whoa! Skipped a bit, yeah. I should be able to skip this. Why am I not able to skip this part? Salsa's here. You know Anna, right? I met her, yes? How about her assistant? I met him once or twice. That's him. Oh? Wait a fucking minute. You're telling me that even though I haven't dated Anna at all in this timeline, she doesn't die? Note to self, if you get someone's good ending, they don't die. Just get this over with. 3 murders makes a serial killer. You'd know. You got bit by one. Skip ahead. Crap. Production facility. Interrogate Anna. Hey, Salsa! Lorem, what are you doing here? Just fetching some equipment for Ipsum. He's in the middle of experiment and nearly needs his stuff. He sounded very emotional, which is unusual for him. Sounds like it's serious. And you're here for important human business, I bet? Sure. By the way, do you still accept my invitation? I have something really neat planned. Sounds great, but I'm pretty busy right now. It's no problem, really. Just let me know when you have the time and I'll make it happen. I should really get going before Ipsum blows up the apartment. The human has finally decided to grace me with its presence. I'm a little busy, so I'm not sure if I should take any visitors at the moment. A few questions about the murder of your colleague. Why do you get to go around asking questions like that? Visit me sometime. I have a genuine scientific interest in you. Sure. You seem very calm for someone whose colleague was just murdered. That's it. We've thoroughly interrogated it on a separate timeline. It's fine. Don't go to the portal was all it said. I considered the possibility of a hidden message, but all that was unlikely. The statement was blunt and quickly scrawled. Someone clearly didn't want me to go out to the portal. I haven't gone to the portal in a while. No. Stay inside and call the police. Visit the police archives, though. Of course, Katsuharu. Excuse me, I'm old. Yes, yes, we get it. Sorry, Katsuharu. Rummage through the trash.
I already found the sphere. Blueprint of the underground building near the portal. This is where... Button counterclockwise. Access via hatch. Listed the structure as an independent living and research unit, dated to the year 2047. Yep. You acquired a map for now. Seems to me you've taken a liking to Bryce's chair. Too bad Razor got away again.
What you learned about the map is a little fascinating, if not a little unsettling. Well, it's good to have confirmed its origin. To know that it came from your world is something else, yeah.
A free day. Meet with Lorem. We're gonna skip through this one because it's the treasure hunt. It's the treasure hunt! X marks the spot. It's a fucking Shaggy Dog story. Skip to the end. Do not proceed past this point. The treasure hunt is concluded and there's nothing more to find. Danger ahead. Want to pick up some pizza on the way home? I don't know. Man, I want pizza now. Sheesh. Lorem is impressed with me. Order some lunch. Say hi to Edine. I don't like the sad wet dragon though. Sad wet dragon. Ah. You're soaked. Why don't you come in? Yeah. I'm gonna skip to the end, but I just want to see Edine, like, happy.
If you want me to come over again, you don't have to order anything to do it. Here's my private number.
I'll keep that in mind, thanks. Chapter 4. I have to do anything very specific on Lorem's ending. Allow Lorem to assemble the Ixamen sphere and take it to the firework festival. No, okay. I'm assuming he puts it together on date number 4. Skip ahead. I'm sure there's stuff that I could do. I'm sure there's achievements that I could hunt for in the like investigations that I'm skipping here. But, I'm not all for. I'm not for. I'm not for the. I'm not here for 100%. I just want to get the like everybody's good ending and then the true ending.
What peeves me the most is that I'll be on guard duty when it happens this year, so probably won't be able to see a thing. You suggesting I abandon my post during the fireworks?
You don't have to abandon your post, but if you pick a good spot and watch them for like half an hour or so, no one's gonna care.
I'm not so sure about that. The guard post is pretty important.
I know we're talking about the portal, but you don't need to take this so seriously all the time. Just thinking about it. The portal is broken right now anyway, and everybody will be busy watching the fireworks. Nothing's gonna happen.
I suppose you have a point.
Just pick a good spot and no one's going to even notice you're gone.
Well, if you say so.
Might have just made sure Sebastian survives. I'm fine with that. Visit the witness. Oh, it's you. Can I help you? Yeah, I'm working with the police and I hope you can answer a few questions. Because I responded to your call for witness? Ah, yeah. 2 a.m. Are you gonna meet with Lorm again anytime soon? I don't know, why are you asking? You've hung out with him a few times now. You see, he doesn't have many friends, and I think he's starting to like you. Oh! It's not really unusual. I got a whole hair up. If something happens next time you meet him, don't be mad at him, okay? Okay. Okay. Take the bandage to the facility. What's going on here? Police came and raided the place. It's a long story and I'm not gonna tell it now. I don't know yet. Someone's gonna hear about this and there will be consequences, I can tell you that. What did you want? I'm here to drop this off for you, courtesy of the police. That's what I'm talking about. Don't look like we'll be able to do those tests on you any longer, so don't bother contacting me again.
Thanks for all your help. Now that the facility has received the bandage, maybe we'll discover something new.
I'm afraid that's not the case. I brought the bandage back.
What? Why?
Not sure what's going on, but apparently the police raided Anna's lab, so she wasn't in a condition to accept it.
Is that so? Strange, I hadn't heard about this. I'll have to talk to the others. Actions like that will stall the Reza case, and that's not something we can afford right now. I'll take care of the remaining tasks, so you can take the rest of the day off. I'm sure you have things to do other than helping the police department.
Interesting. I mean, I figured the bandage going to the lab was something wouldn't go the best when you haven't done Anna's section, but
hey, it's me. Do you want to meet up again? I know you're busy, but the summer festival's coming up soon. Not saying we should go, but we certainly could if you want to. In any case, call me back when you hear this.
yeah, it's me with Lorm.
Hey!
Hey, Lorm.
So, this is where you live.
Oh, yeah, you haven't seen it. Right. I've pretty much invited every other dragon in the entire town to come and smooch me, but not you. Surprisingly. Well, I guess also Ipsum, but you already got a glimpse when you delivered Reza's letter, remember?
Yeah, but back then I didn't really notice anything. I was nervous.
Why were you nervous?
Well, there was the fact that I was going to speak to a human. Plus, I didn't know if you had actually listened to what I had to say.
Oh.
And then I also, if I was going to remember everything I wanted to tell you. Or worse, if I get thrown out again like when I talked to Reza.
You actually talked to Reza?
Well, not really. He just took the letter I had for him and closed the door. But that was before you arrived here.
Do you know who sent the letter?
It came through the portal, so I assume it was from a human.
I see.
That must be the sphere you found.
Lorm walked up to the table and picked up the round object I'd found at the park. Yeah, maybe you can help me find out if it's actually Ipsum's or not.
Sure. Looks like it has no battery, though.
He turned the sphere a few times, then placed it on the base and plugged it in. It's got an import? You have assembled the Ixamen sphere. His spherical. High spherical. He touched the base in a peculiar way. In response, writing appeared on the sphere's surface. Man. Sorry, wait, hold on.
Looks like this really is Ipsum's sphere. They'd be relieved to know that it was found.
So what can we actually do with it now?
Nothing really. Unless you know the password, that is.
So, Lorem, what's the password? That's a shame.
I do happen to know his password, but that's only for emergencies.
I'm playing around with the sphere, then got it.
By the way, did you hear about Ipsum? Apparently he's become a witness for a murder case.
Yeah, I actually took a statement about that not too long ago.
Really? Oh, does that mean this has something to do with Ray's disappearance?
There's really no use denying it by this point.
How long have you been helping the police anyway?
Since the day of my arrival, really.
Oh wow, guess that explains why you've been so busy.
Yeah,
I imagine you can't talk about it though.
I don't really care anymore. Besides, I think it's become common knowledge by this point.
You're trying to find Ray's, right? Wasn't he your friend?
Not sure I'd call him that.
Still, he was supposed to be your partner in this, and now he's just gone.
I'm more worried about what he's doing now. Even if we find him, this may put our diplomatic relationship in peril. Guess I shouldn't talk about stuff like that.
Why not?
It's no use worrying about things I can't change.
Right, just focus on the things you can. That's my philosophy. You know, it's a bit of a shame you didn't want to go to the festival.
I already had my fair share of adventure the last time we met. Besides, I should probably lay low for now.
You're right. The crowds would probably go crazy if they saw you. We could still watch the big fireworks show together, though. We wouldn't even need to go to the festival grounds to do that.
Sure, if you like.
It only takes place at the end of the festival, though.
When's that?
A few days from now.
You've been here a few minutes and you already want to schedule a next get-together.
Get-together. That's an odd way of phrasing it.
Would you prefer if I called it a date?
I dunno. Just seems a bit odd to me, considering that this all started with me begging you to meet me so I could draw pictures of you.
We did that, and then we went treasure hunting, which was your way of saying thanks.
What would you call what we're doing here now, then?
Looking at Epsom's porn stash, that's what I'm calling it. Dinner. Dinner! I invited you for dinner.
I'm not seeing anything to eat here, though.
It's because I wasn't sure what's in the kitchen. So I don't know what you'd like, so let's just order something.
There are a few places nearby. Do you have anything in mind?
Not really in the mood to try something new.
How about pizza?
Sounds good.
Let's just call Pantoli's then.
They already let us down with the treasure hunt. Why do you think this will be any different?
They're the closest, and I haven't ordered from them in ages.
Maybe for good reason. If they can't even get the treasure hunt right, I don't want to know what they do with their pizzas.
It's just a pizza salsa. How bad could it be?
You say that. If you want to vouch for Pantoli's, go ahead. Lorem took the sphere from its base and started manipulating its interface with his fingers. What are you doing?
Looking up the menu.
I thought using Ipsum's sphere was only for emergencies.
We went into my room when he was looking for the sphere, and he is allowed to do that unless it's an emergency. It's the least he can do, considering you found it for him.
Alright.
If you don't want pizza, I can just put it back and we can order something else.
You already touched the sphere, it's too late to put it back now.
If you say so. Let's see. Even their smallest pizza's gonna be pretty big for me.
We could share one.
Sure. What toppings would you like? I think I'll go with salad.
That's a new one. Sounds interesting.
Interesting enough to try it?
I'll look at the other options first.
What'd you like on your half?
You know what? Fuck it. I'll take salad on my pizza. Whatever.
All right. And it's done. The order has been placed.
For the next 30 minutes, Lorm showed me many of the other and less useful features of the Ixaman sphere. He made it levitate, showed me a primitive-looking website, and even used it as a voice modulator. Hey, voice modulation?
I can totally do that.
I mean, it's not like I can buy crypto, nerds! Sorry, what was that?
I'll get it.
Lorm got up and walked to the door. From my place on the couch, I couldn't see anything, but I heard a bit of talking before he returned to me carrying the square box.
Guess who just delivered us this box of goodness?
I don't know. Hi, Adine!
It was Adine, I know her.
I guess it's not unusual for you to know each other. Your jobs are pretty similar.
Yeah, but it seemed like she knows you too.
I do. What about it?
She asked me what I'm doing in your apartment. I thought it was a bit strange.
Oh. Shit! Me, who wanted to see a comfort character from another timeline. This probably won't affect anything. The consequences of my own actions. Sup. Maybe she just tried to make some small talk.
Maybe.
Lorem opened the box and showed me the pizza we'd ordered. Memories of days gone by raced through my head.
Alright, let's get this party started.
Don't we need more people for a party?
With pizza, anything's a party.
I feel like I haven't had a pizza like this in ages.
What are you waiting for then?
I took one of the slices. On its surface, there was an obvious layer of grease that was sure to stain anything it came in contact with.
What do you think?
It's been way too long. Shit. Wait, are we doing pizza tomorrow? I feel like we are doing pizza tomorrow. Fuck. I really want pizza now, though. I don't know if we are doing... We meal planned for the week, and we got a plan for tomorrow... Oh, no. Tomorrow's, the Dutch baby, right. Fuck.
Guess you don't mind that we got Pantolis now, huh?
With these words, he grabbed one of the slices of his half and bit into it. After chewing a few times, his expression suddenly twisted into a scowl. Is something wrong?
Now I remember why we haven't ordered from Pantolis in a while. Their pizza sucks.
It's not that bad.
Maybe you just haven't had a good pizza to compare it to.
Hey, it's still better than nothing.
I suppose.
By the way, how's your game coming along?
I don't know. I feel like I've hit a wall.
Why's that?
Maybe I got in over my head, you know? The more progress I make, the more it becomes apparent that I'll need a lot more help than I thought.
So far, you're the only one who's been working on this, right?
Yeah, but I'm starting to realize that it won't work out if I continue like this.
Why not?
It would never be done. Or if it was, it would be very different from what I'd like it to be, so something needs to change. I suppose I'm just worried, because once you start involving other people, things become a lot more complicated.
How so?
I've always been the odd one out, so I'm not sure how well I could work with a team. You have to find people, work out how to pay them, and how to divide the work. I guess I'm just starting to realize what kind of investment this would actually be.
You sounded a lot more optimistic the last time we talked about this.
Yeah, it's all fun and games when you're just thinking about ideas that you could turn into a game, but once you actually start working on it, it's a completely different story.
Considering it was making the Dragons Meet Humans version of Animal Crossing, that's a fucking big-ass... Oh, never fucking forget, the villagers are randomized. What? That, in and of itself, is an undertaking.
At some point, it just becomes another job.
Isn't that what you expected?
Of course it is. I know it would be a lot of work, but I guess I'm just not sure if it's all worth it.
That depends on why you're making it in the first place. Last time you said that you had nothing to lose either way.
Well, maybe I was wrong about that. I do have something to lose.
What's that?
Myself. I'm not sure if I'm ready to do what's necessary to finish what I started.
If you think about it, what's the worst that could happen?
Investing a lot of time and money, only to end up with nothing in the end. I could end up disappointing those who play the game, those who collaborated with me, and lastly, myself. That's what you're worried about? That's what being a creator is like. If you put tons of work and effort into something, you want people to like it, right? If that's not what's going to happen, why do it in the first place?
But you're not doing this for other people, are you? It's your game and your idea, after all.
Right, but
you're not trying to cater to someone else, so what other people think is not important. Besides, what they think is outside your control anyway. Just look at what happened with Pantoli's. Why do you think their pizza sucks?
They probably cut a lot of corners during production and with the ingredients. They value quantity over quality and are only trying to get as many pizzas out as possible to satisfy demand. They are cheap and the pizza tastes like it.
Okay, but they're still in business, so this must be working out for them somehow. Even if you don't like it, they are offering something other people clearly want. They probably don't give a damn about whether or not you like their pizza.
I'm sure they don't.
They just give people what they want, and that's why they stay in business.
Are you saying that I won't be successful if I don't cater to others?
No, I'm saying that unless being successful is the goal, you don't need to cater to anyone else. Because if you did, you would end up like Pantoli's and you really would lose yourself.
I guess you have a point.
Wait, I'm sorry, I have to fucking read that again. They don't give a damn about whether or not you like their pizza. They just give people what they want, and that's why they stay in business. Are you saying that I won't be successful if I don't cater to others? I'm saying that unless being successful is the goal, you don't need to cater to anyone else. You'd end up with a cheap product. Okay, there we go. My brain, I had to like follow the logic. It was a fuzzy red string at best. So what if other people like their greasy pizzas? That's not what you want to do.
Certainly not.
You said yourself that your philosophy is to focus on the things you can change. So what are your options here? A wise person once said, do or do not. There is no try.
Not doing this has never been an option for me.
Then you make the most of it and nothing else matters.
I think you're right. I should just focus on getting things done as best I can.
Who knows, maybe you're wrong about Pantoli's. Maybe they're actually a big family restaurant with rich history and tradition and history, and that's why people like them.
No, I think it's just because they have cheap pizzas. Anyway, there's a good reason for my anxiety. I usually keep to myself, and that's always how I've worked best. If there's one thing that life has taught me, it's that people fear what they don't know. I guess that's an odd thing to say when humans are worshipped by many. Most of them don't actually know any humans. Not like I know you. Maybe I should rephrase that. People are afraid of what they don't understand. I was bullied a lot when I was a kid.
God, mood.
You know, it can be pretty tough when you're growing up and all the other kids are always bigger than you are.
Okay, that I can't relate to, I'm sorry. I was always one of the larger kids in the class. Not like husky, not like fluffy. Okay, not like fat, but I was always like in the 90th percentile when it came to height, which would not have been the case for Lorem because he's small.
Luckily, that was never a big problem for me. Even in kindergarten, we get told not to make fun of our differences because of how different our species are. It's just odd that for a society that celebrates their differences, there are still things that are too different even for them.
Oh?
When I grew up and I went to college, I thought that people would know better than to continue doing those horrible things, but I was ultimately proven wrong. Their bodies may have been those of adults, but their hearts had stayed in the same place they were a decade before.
You know, I know exactly why that's a thing. Sorry. Sorry, I baked prejudice into your genetic code for the rest of your eternal life, for the rest of your society's lifetime. My B.
Working on my own has helped, and that is treating the symptom, not the cause of the problem. I can't always just run away, and I have to step into the limelight and brave the storm again if I want to finish this game. There's something about me that you don't know. In a way, I owe it to you to tell you, because you're gonna find out sooner or later anyway. When it happens, it should be on my terms rather than someone else's.
I think this is what Ipsum was actually talking about. What is it?
I'm a hermaphrodite.
Well, that's a big one.
I was born with both sets of sex organs, and before you ask, that is not something that is at all common in any of our dragon species. In the eyes of some, that makes me a freak of nature. Something that needs fixing or shouldn't exist in the first place.
Well, I'm not choosing that one. On God, I'm not choosing that one. Dude, I came to you as a hairless ape. You are like half of my height, have a tail and horns, and can fly. You're telling me you got a weird thing going on downstairs? Fuck it. That's perfectly fine. You do you. You might actually be able to do you. You do you.
Well, if you want to watch... You don't?
Some people may think that's odd, but I really don't really care. I mean, hell, I'm in the furry fandom. That's like 33% of it. It's just another part of who you are. Well, another 2 sets apart. I shouldn't joke like that. I shouldn't joke like that. This is a very serious scene. You can tell because it's very soothing and somber violin music that started great on my ears in the background.
Thank you. It's such a big relief. You know, it's not always the bullies who go after me once they know. Too often, it's also people who I thought were my friends. So, whenever I meet another person, I have to prepare myself for this conversation, not knowing whether they'll suddenly turn against me when I find out. And the reactions can be very different. Some get angry or make fun of me, others feel betrayed and don't want to have anything to do with me anymore. By now, I think I've seen it all. I'm so glad you're not like them, but it's always a gamble. Maybe the next person I tell is going to become violent. How can I put myself out there when this could happen wherever I go, you know what I mean? What will people do when they find out about me and my game? I just don't know.
Dude, I come from human society. Have you heard the term programmer socks? You're gonna do great. Just wear stripes like... It's fine.
It's what I'm worried about. I only wish there was a place I could be safe from all that, where it just wouldn't matter that this is who I am. If someone like you, someone with a place of authority, said something, maybe that could change things. I know you can't interfere with our politics, though. You're an ambassador. Doesn't mean I don't have hope that something like that will happen one day. I should probably go now. It's getting late. You made me feel a whole lot better, though. You told me not to worry about the future, and maybe you're right. Sure, there is still a lot of work ahead, but maybe it's not as hopeless as I thought.
It never is.
Do you still want to see the fireworks show together?
Sure. Game, sure. Me, internally. Hell yes! Hell yes! Hell yes!
Just give me a call in a few days so we can discuss the details.
I'll do that.
I'll see you then.
See you. Another free day. I sleep. It is time. Oh? I didn't see a dead Sebastian on the... After a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. Today is the day of the big fireworks. bring Lorem. It's time to go. Oh, I still have Ipsum's Ixamen sphere. I could give it to Lorem when I meet with them. Take the orb. The sooner Ipsum gets it, the better. I took the sphere and put it in one of my pockets before I headed out to meet Lorem. After a few minutes of walking, I arrived at the rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. Sorry, that was all me. Wait, was it all me? Have I had voicemail on this entire... No, okay, I haven't. Yay. I gotta find a better way to go about voice mod. Because, like, right now, I suppose I could actually drag that folder out. My stream deck is a mess. It's a mess that only I have to look at. It's fine. Hey, Lorem.
Hey, Salsa!
You're right, this will be much better than mingling with the crowds. I can do without all the extra noise and screaming.
Yeah.
So, what are we gonna do now?
Wait.
Oh, I also brought up some sphere. Maybe it can finally find its way home.
Great! Would you mind holding on to it, though? I don't really have a bag or anything to put it in right now.
That's right. I'm the only one in this, I'm the only one in this godforsaken society with pockets! Just reminded me to give it to you later.
Sure. I think it's starting. Look.
We were quiet as we waited, and the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way to the night sky, after which it exploded into a pattern of colors. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. I've been here about 4 different times before, and it still hits me every time. Considering how public of an event this was, and how I was told multiple times that everyone would be watching the fireworks, now would be the best time for Reza to do anything he planned to do. Not only was the village basically deserted, but as the sound of the fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much security as he would ever have. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for Reza to make his getaway. I was the only one who knew. Lorem, I think we need to go now.
What's going on?
I know where Reza is.
Really?
We need to stop him.
We? What do you think I can do? He's twice as big as I am, and let's not forget about his weapon.
I can try to hold him off. You go and get help.
Alright. Wait a minute. Give me the sphere.
There you go. I watched as Lorem took the sphere from my hands and slid their fingers over its interface in a peculiar way. After a few seconds, they were done, and the sphere was back in my hands.
It might not help you much, but if something goes wrong, just throw it at him.
Alright.
Where is he, anyway?
The underground building.
Let's go.
I can't believe that Lorem turned on kill mode for the orb. I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned off and it didn't appear to have been used recently, but Reza was still here somewhere. I looked around, thinking about where he could be, or if it was worth waiting for him here, when I saw something out of the corner of my eye. There was a suitcase leaning against the portal. When I opened it to check on its contents, I was surprised to find a few eggs inside. I had no doubt that this was Reza's doing. Apparently, he had broken into the hatchery again, stashing the eggs here, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? Given that he hadn't left yet, he clearly still had unfinished business in the area. The underground building. The administrator told me about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing them from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. He also didn't have far to go from the portal. All things considered, it was the only option that made sense to me. I could have waited for Reza here, but in the end I decided it would be better to meet him underground. If there were going to be a confrontation, I was sure to have the advantage in a more crowded space. Even in the darkness, it was easy for me to spot the site they had unearthed the building's entry, as it was roped in a roped-off area that I'd seen from afar above. You want to know what? Sebastian lived. I wonder if that's gonna port over to future timelines. When I entered the building, I was met by a long, illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. Since the lights were already on, Reza had to be very close. I wasn't surprised at the building still having electricity, since its generators were also powering the portal. Suddenly, one of the doors opened, and out came Reza carrying a large cardboard box. When he spotted me, he set it on the ground. You're gonna tell us the whole evil scheme, aren't you, buddy? You're gonna tell us the whole evil scheme all over again. Think about your humanity. Think about us killing the fucking dragons here. You wanna talk? Sure, why not? Probably got a few hours if we wanted. What? None of them will disturb us here. We could even get the backup generator as well after we send this one over. You know what? I'm not having this conversation with you again. What are you talking about? Your plan, Reza. I know all about it. Great. Then stop wasting time and help me with this. I'm not here to help you. This is where it ends. Oh my god. We're finally at enough loops that the game is like, you know what? You've seen this all before. Or should I say the characters. You know about the comet. We can't stay here. Just shut up, Reza. I'm not in the mood to talk with you anymore. I don't need to, because your friend has just arrived. Suddenly, Maverick and Lorem appeared next to me. You planned this, didn't you, Salsa? Traitor! He pulled out his gun, not sure which one of us he should be aiming at. Just let me go, and I'll forget this thing ever happened. You've got 6 bullets for 3 people. You think you can really do that, Reza? You think this is all worth risking your life for? You know what? Never fucking mind. Hit the G key. Everybody get down! Orb! This generator and the whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity. They belong to me. Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free. You can't stop all of us. Pokemon ass animation. Rest in peace, Izumi. My first instinct was to run away, but as Maverick and Lorem started charging, so did I. Reza was quick with his aim and shot Maverick until he went down. Lorem took flight with a few beats of the wings and was about to collide with Reza, but at the last moment, Reza got out of the way and hit Lorem with a well-aimed kick. Oh, that's probably not gonna be good for the small dragon. Lorem collided roughly with the wall and fell to the ground. Remembering Lorem's word, I took the sphere and threw it towards Reza as hard as I could. At first, it looked as though it was gonna miss, but the sphere adjusted its path and flew straight towards him. Reza aimed at me, but the sphere hit him before he could pull the trigger. He lost his balance and stumbled backwards before he fell to the ground. As he got up, I saw that the barrel of his gun was now bent out of shape. When he realized this, he bolted towards the exit. I tried to stop him, but he hit me in the face with the gun's blunt end and ran past me. It took a few seconds till I composed myself and ran after him. As I went up the hill, I saw that Reza... So that Reza was already taking his place while the portal did its starting routine. Ran up to the enter console and entered a few commands. Reza turned around and saw me. What are you doing? Scattering your fucking atoms across time and space, asshole! Reza walked off the platform, but I quickly ran around the console and threw my weight against him, just in time for the portal to start teleporting us. Lorem lived to tell the police what had transpired in the underground building. The conversation they had overheard was enough for the dragons to find out about the comet, and with the help of the portal's power source, they were able to divert it. As neither humanity nor the dragons knew where Reza and I ended up, our visit was considered a failure. Humanity had decided that if our visit did not yield any results, they would no longer try their luck with the portal, and instead use their remaining energy to hold on, as long as they still could. For the dragons, life went on as usual, but for our city, This outcome meant they had to continue their fight on their own. It was an uphill battle that was eventually lost when the city ran out of resources and fell. Where did we end up, by the way? Oh, that's a fucking loose thread that we don't get to find out. Cool. Probably an immediate kill for, like, both of us.
Why you kill?
Why did Reza kill? Reza just doesn't give a shit about the dragons. So, normie. Rude. Oh. Ipsum looking kind of cute in that art, though. Ipsum looking kind of very cute in that art, though. Dang. I kind of like Ipsum's Noodle Dragon. Like, design. Very good. Kind of stands out against all of the, like, Western visions of dragon with the, rest of the crew. Corona straws. Oh my god! I never fucking realized that looking at the credits before, but that is totally someone that has a fucking WoW dragon persona. That's, I think that's male naming scheme for the red dragon flight. Oh my god. Where the hell did I pull that out of? Anyway. Angels with scaly wings. Is the post-credit scene tell us where we ended up? We reappeared on the other side and collapsed to the ground. It was the day of my arrival in the dragon's world, just as I had planned. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, look what the cat dragged in. You're supposed to be dead. Am I now? You're right. But today is not the day. She held up Reza's head and punched him. His body instantly went limp as he fell unconscious. Good job, Salsa. Oh, is that yours? She pointed at an object on the ground behind me. When I turned around, I realized that it was the Ixamen sphere. Whatever setting Lorm had activated had apparently prompted it to follow us, even through the portal. Not exactly. You better hold on to it regardless. Those things are expensive. She walked over to Reza's lower half and started lifting him by the legs. Come on and help me with this. We've got a long night ahead of us. You've seen Lorm's good ending, the plan. Hey! So, here's the thing. Run it one more time! Continue your journey, Salsa. We still got more good endings to get. We still got way more good endings to get. Just for a moment, I wondered where I was before the events of last night all came back to me. That's right, I disposed of the corpse of an asshole! Me fucking killing Reza in cold blood. Alright. So, this loop around, We're gonna romance Remy. Cute glasses librarian boy. Actually, shit. Did I already fuck it up? I only have to visit the library during the second investigation. That was the first that I just skipped. So no, we're good. Remy the chef. Okay. So here's the thing. To do Remy, we have to also do a little bit of time with Adine, because they have a history together. And we've seen flashes of it in other playthroughs. So I'm going to, yeah, meet me in the lobby. Yeah, let's skip ahead for this scene. So essentially, one quote-unquote date with Remy. If there's any way I can repay you, just let me know. How about you invite me to dinner sometime? That's fine with me. You've got my number, so call me about it when you have the time. Have a nice evening. You too. We parted amicably, or so I thought. Would I see him again? Wasn't sure, but I kept his number just in case. Remy's cute. Order some lunch. Adine. But she's drenched and sad. I wanted to read the text box again. Oh, it's you again. Thought we were over this, but at least you don't reduce me to my species anymore. You're soaked. Why don't you come in? Skip to the end of this scene. If you want to come over again, you don't have to do anything, order anything to do it. Here's my private number. And keep that in mind, thanks. Bye.
Chapter 2 Sussy Among Us Balls.
Yes, I want to skip ahead. Crime scene, crime scene, crime scene, crime scene. Visit the library. Alright, Ray, so what did you want here? Oh, hey, it's Remy. I already told you it's not here. Won't you help out an old friend? Friend? This is the first time you've spoken to me in years. And whose fault is that? For you, I didn't even exist these last few years. At least I tried to reach out to you. No, you're just here because you want something. I'm right here, right now, and still you still continue to act like that. She was my friend too, you know. I think you should leave. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. For everything. It's a little late for apologies. Have it your way, then. Adine stormed out so quickly that she didn't even notice me. In the end, I decided my task was too pressing to come back another time. Hello, Salsa. Good to see you. Do you need anything? What did Adine want from you? You were here that whole time? Not the whole time, just long enough to know that something's up. It's nothing that concerns you.
It does concern me. I know you, and I know Adine. It's really nothing of great importance. Are you aware of a certain prehistoric underground building that we recently discovered? I've heard of it. She wanted a blueprint of it, which was one of the things found inside the building during an investigation. Why would you have it? We're not just a library, you know, but a whole archive that stores all sorts of information and objects. Do you remember the box you dropped last time you came here?
Yeah.
It was filled with artifacts. We have them here for safekeeping. In any case, a blueprint is the kind of thing that would be placed in our care eventually, so she thinks you have it. Even if we did, it wouldn't be something we could just give out to anyone. Of course. Has Reza been here recently? Until a few days ago. Just learn about our world. He did ask me for a map once.
A map?
I showed him a few, but none of them seemed to be what he was looking for. Did he talk to you about anything strange while he was here? Besides the maps, nothing else worth mentioning comes to mind. Only the usual pleasantries. How are you doing? Oh! Damn, another redeem. A lot of things on my mind right now. I'm not at liberty to discuss them at the moment. I'm supposed to be working, you know. Alright, that's all then. You're welcome.
Furry opinion. Peppa Pig. I'm gonna say I haven't seen much Peppa Pig. Mostly because it's a children's TV show? But I do appreciate the fact that canonically Peppa Pig is like 7 feet tall. That's amazing. Oh yeah, that's right. There's also one more thing that I like about Peppa Pig. English. Let me say this. Let me rephrase this. American children that watch Peppa Pig, a British program, as part of their earlier upbringing, their like preschool and like grades 1 through 3, part of that upbringing, they're developing British accents because of Peppa Pig, because they watch Peppa Pig. They're getting a lot of their cues from the television because their parents are absent, but they're getting like a British accent. That Peppa Pig has a British accent in the show, so the kids are mimicking that and developing a British accent on their own. And that is like fucking amazing and disheartening at the same time. It's like a really cool like anthropology thing where like, yeah, this is where the monkeys are getting their information from, the boob tube. And if that information happens to be different than say their local upbringing, you know, it defaults to the one that has more time, that they spend more time with. That's astounding to me. Game theory: in Peppa Pig, all the family members have pig at the end of their name except the little brother George. He's adopted. Wait, do they ever confirm? Like, George is the youngest, right? The fucking Peppa Pig fandom says that, like, his last name is also Pig. It's saying George Pig. Fucking God, why is the Peppa Pig fandom in Comic Sans? Why is the Peppa Pig Mickey in Comic Sans! Pedro Pony. George's best friend-in-law. Wait a motherfucking second. Is there a horse family in Peppa Pig? Oh my god, there is. He's the son of Mr. Pony, an optician, and his mother is Mommy Pony. Oh my god. Oh my god. God. The fucking, like, Peppa Pig lore. Okay, first of all, God, the art style. But also, second of all, yeah, no. Birthday March 10th, as seen in the launch of George's Birthday. Yeah, no. Also, you know, George Pig being adopted kind of makes like the least sense out of any of the characters on that show, because he's like 2 years old. You adopting a fucking actual baby? An actual goddamn toddler? No, sorry. There was an episode that was his second birthday, meaning that before that he was 1. Actual child. I mean, it's not unheard of, but like, you know. It only mattered that I actually got to see the library during the second investigation. Remy's second date, Adine's second date, follow during the third investigation, and then third date. Okay. So all the stuff that I haven't done yet is stuff that is yet to happen in game. Get some well-deserved rest. Yep. And then after that, I fucked off. Map in the library, I don't know what to think about that. Yep. We're gonna do Anna. Or fuck, no. Adine. Adine 2. And we're gonna skip Adine 2. Coming! Baby. Baby! El Wee Wee. Emily. Say hi, Emily. Hello! Hello! Just have to bring her back to the orphanage real quick. Skip ahead. Could you do me a favor? That depends on the favor, I suppose. It's kind of a long story. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm interested in doing a little investigation of the place myself.
Could you ask them for me, please?
I could try. Alright, and now we're gonna go Remy. Oh! Oh. I get to actually go to his house.
Thank you again for helping me the other day. Without you, I would have been trapped sorting books for a few more hours. Inviting you over for dinner is the least I can do.
Potato! What? What? Why is that an option? Why is potato a dialogue option here? I'm sorry. Inviting you over to dinner for dinner is the least I can do. Potato. I don't want to come on too strong. I don't want to say that he owes me too hard. I'm like, that's very polite. I'm gonna go for the meme option. Potato. I think I have a few potatoes, but potatoes alone doesn't make for a particularly good dinner. Maybe we can find something else to go with them. Is there anything particular you would like to eat? Damn, you could really come on hard on the librarian guy. Holy shit. Like, they were like, okay, we're gonna hand the one horny guy, the one horny writer on the staff, the librarian. Let's see him not fuck this up. Oh my god, these dialogue options. Potato and rat patootie. Definitely better than killing someone else's livestock. You know what? That was romantic as shit. Anna making that dinner for me. I'm fine with anything. I happen to have some nice steaks left. How does that sound? This might take a while, so make it yourself at home. Steak and potatoes. That's not a bad dinner, actually. Remy walked into the partially walled-off kitchen. There was no door, so I saw him open the fridge and take out 2 steaks before he set them on the counter. Soon after, he was already preparing the various ingredients with his somewhat clumsy paws. He was silent for a moment, then lifted his snout and looked at me from over the partition. What is it? Just thinking about something. I could help you cook if you like. Don't worry about it. Alright. I looked around the apartment as Remy cooked, and I couldn't help but notice about the almost mesmerizing tidiness that permeated the place. Fuck! They're putting all the $5 words in the librarian's fucking... You know what? That's fine. Okay. Let's try that fucking dialogue again. I looked around the apartment as Remy cooked, and couldn't help but notice the almost mesmerizing tidiness that permeated the place. Shelves were filled with books, scrolls, magazines, and other various trinkets. Suddenly, the repetitious noise of vegetables being cut ceased as Remy returned from the adjoining room. I'll be back in just a minute. He went down the hall and vanished through the bathroom door. What should I do? Escape while I search his bedroom. Look, I'm not finding his bad dragon. We're actually forced to do something. For the sake of the plot, I'm gonna look at the pictures. I picked up one of the framed photos to examine it more closely. It was a red dragon. I guessed that it was a female of young adult or college age, though I wasn't sure, as it was still hard to tell without looking at the obvious signs. Her crimson scaled head was adorned with frills that ran down the back of her neck. She wasn't familiar to me. Look at the pictures again. The second picture showed Remy in his typical attire, tie, glasses, and all. Look at the pictures. The last of the 3 pictures was another red dragon, who, as far as I could tell, was a fairly young member of its species. He reminded me of a younger version of Remy, although without his typical accessories. You looked at Remy's pictures. Creep. What? You would have preferred I look through his fucking sock drawer? Scandalous. As he approached, I felt my stomach grumble quietly. I barely heard the muffled sound, but when I saw Remy's ears perk, I realized he had more sensitive ears than I expected. Hungry already, I take it? Lift your shirt. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. I'm so empty. That's a fucking pickup line. That is a come hither line. I'm so empty, comma, daddy. Well, I don't want to bug him about it too much, but I honestly feel that one. I'll starve if he keeps standing around. I'll get back to cooking. All the horny options give you the good ending. No. No, that is not it. After entering the kitchen once more, I saw the dragon looked over the kitchen partition again. His mouth opened a little, as though he were going to speak, but his brow scrunched with hesitation. Before I could say anything, he shook his head and continued to cook. Soon I heard the sizzling of frying meat as the delicious smell of steak wafted into the room. Fueled by its fragrant odor, I slowly lost myself to daydreams as I closed my eyes. That's like frying. That's not sizzling, that's frying. Is something wrong? You're salivating. I was just thinking about something. Well, the food is ready. Enjoy. I looked down and saw the plate was already in front of me, piled with steak and vegetables. Remy was already eating, so I took the knife he provided and cut off a small corner of my steak. Then I pierced it with a fork, its 3 prongs penetrating the flesh unrelentingly. Jesus fucking Christ. Penetrating the flesh unrelentingly. I'm thinking about this phrase that, like, that's like way too artistic for a fucking, I grabbed the steak with my fork. Yeah, that's more, it's 3 prongs penetrating the flesh unrelentingly. Penetrating the flesh unrelentingly could also be said about tentacles. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm gonna get out-hornied by the game. I don't know how I feel about that. Slowly, I raised it to my mouth, and my tongue glided over the bare substance briefly as it entered my lip. Jesus fucking Christ! Got hornier! I took the first bite, a delicately crisp exterior with a much softer and juicy inside. It melted on my tongue like butter as the taste spread to even the remotest corner of my mouth. It was almost perfect. So what were you thinking about? Huh? Remy's words snapped me back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. You said you were thinking about something. Hold on, I have to look. Third investigation. Okay, so the dialogue options in the second date don't matter, but in the third one they do. Do you live here by yourself? I do. Honestly, you are the first person to visit in a while. That I asked because I wanted to know more about Remy. I wanted to know more about Remy. He spoke softly and his gaze wandered. Mention the pictures. I saw those pictures on the coffee table. I thought you might have a family. That's in the past. I'm not even sure why those photos are still there. And I don't actually have children. The picture of the young dragon was the product of a... The picture of the young dragon was the product of a silly little program that combined photos. They'd take images of 2 people and create what the pair's offspring would supposedly look like. Huh. I'm familiar with that technology, actually. My mom and dad actually tried it. It was remarkably close to, like, a younger me. But it gave me my dad's hair, and I got mom's. I've always wanted some children of my own, though. I see.
How about you, Salsa? Would you like to have children one day? Yes.
Unfortunately, there don't seem to be any genetically compatible individuals, so I guess I'll just have to settle for the next best thing. Relentless banging.
I think I would. Just being able to teach them about the world and watch them grow up. Having a little family would be nice. I'd like that a lot.
Why did you use a stove to cook?
I mean, can't you just use your fire? Well, for one, not all of us have that ability. Besides, we still appreciate the convenience that comes with appliances like this one, and not everyone wants to eat food cooked with someone else's breath. Breathing fire indoors is also a little unsafe. That makes a lot of sense. Nothing else, though. How do you like the food? I would marry this steak if I could. Seeing how it's already half gone, I don't think this marriage would last particularly long. Soon, both of our plates were picked clean. I guess I judged your portion correctly. Unless you want more? I'm good, thanks. It was an interesting steak. What kind of meat was that? Those were aurochs steaks. Are you familiar with that animal?
I'm hoping I pronounced that animal name correctly. I may have... Nope. I may have heard of oryxen before. They're rather large bovine animals characterized by their horns and body shape. We get a range of products from them, from meat to milk to subproducts like butter and cheese, in addition to leather, felt, oils, and creams. We even use their horns and bones for a variety of things. That sounds similar to an animal we have back at home. Speaking of unfamiliar creatures, why don't you tell me more about your species? Are you referring to me or all of us? Our society is comprised of a number of different species, which you have probably noticed by now. I guess all of you. Let's start with the basics. I'm sure you're aware, but unlike the mammalian aurochs, we are reptiles. Our oxen. Oh my fucking god. Our oxen. Our ox steaks. Our oxen. As in ox. As in another term for bovine. A specific subset of bovine, though. Though this makes me wonder about you. Based on your fur, I'd guess that you are a mammal, but you're very different from other mammals we know. Tell me more about your species' reproductive habits. Do you have a demonstration? In the same vein, you don't share many characteristics with our reptiles back home. And by the way, we don't have fur, but hair. What's the difference? Fur is more dense than hair. Is that so? Interesting. I was wondering something. Are you wearing all those coverings to make up for a lack of hair? I suppose that's one reason why humans wear clothes. They also provide warmth and protection and are used to differentiate us from one another. Sometimes uniforms are used as identification. God, I fucking hate my work uniform. Other times, clothes are just ornamental. What a person wears can tell us something about the person itself. That sounds complicated. We also have uniforms and wear some things for ornamental reasons, though our uses aren't quite as extensive. That brings up an interesting question. Are you endo or exothermic? We produce our own body heat. That is unusual. Where I come from, all reptiles are exothermic. Unless you count birds as reptiles, I guess. But none of your reptiles are sentient, correct? Maybe it has something to do with our different brain structures. Maybe. Now that you've been in our world for a while, how do you like it here? I like the people. In bed. That is good to hear. Cultural differences can make things very difficult sometimes, even with the same species. I'm glad things are working out for you so far. I just remembered. Was able to save my game after all. Your interference was only a minor setback. Never thought I'd got to see the day. We know about dragon video game lore. Pour one out for Remy, who gets to enjoy his video game. You're awesome. Turned out it wasn't a big deal after all. You know, if it hadn't worked out so well, I would have had to consider making you play up to that point again for me. You know what? I don't got anything better to do. Boot up Human Quest 4 for me. I'm fucking ready. I wouldn't mind playing some of your species video games. Is that so? Yeah, they're fun. I like to see what kind of games you have here. I'll keep that in mind. Perhaps I can show you sometime. I'm glad you're here. Since you arrived in our world, we haven't really had the chance to just sit down and talk. Oh, yeah. I didn't know you wanted to chat. It's not as if I was desperate or anything. I just think it's nice. Ah, you're the kind that likes to romance before the bedtime. You do have a point, though. I don't really know much about... You do have a point, though. I don't really know that much about you. I know you where you work, but most of our conversations so far have revolved around things other than you and me. Why don't you tell me more about yourself? I don't really like talking about myself. Why not? I guess I wouldn't know what to say. I'm not really that interesting. I don't believe you. There's also the uncertainty of not knowing how another person will react to something I say. I don't want to embarrass myself. Dude, the last route that I ran was someone coming out to me. Like, coming out of the closet level of coming out to me. Your Human Quest 7 Echoes of an Elusive Age X? Sorry, hold on. I have to get the full title. Human Quest 11S, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition. I'm not gonna be embarrassed by that. At least you told me that. That's something. I suppose. Anyway, now that you've seen my apartment, I'm wondering what your home on the other side of the portal looks like. It's nothing special. Yours is prettier. Actually, everything here looks nice in comparison to back home. I wonder how human society looks. Human society is dead. Is that so? In some ways, I'm not really looking forward to returning, but it's not like I have a choice in the matter. I suppose you could always visit if you wanted to. It wouldn't be that easy, I'm afraid. There was an extensive process involved for selecting who would go through the portal, and I was only one of many applicants. I'm still surprised that I ended up being chosen. At least you're here now. Indeed. So, what have you been up to since the last time I saw you? You mean since I went into the kitchen to cook the steaks? Yes, that's what I meant. Really? No. I believed you for a moment. Guess you got me there, Salsa. With all the talking, I totally forgot about dessert. Would it happen to be a cream pie with a cherry on top? Sounds like a normal line until you hear the rest of the horny lines. You know what? I'm shooting that one. No, why do you ask? No reason. I'll just be a minute. He neatly stacked our dishes before he took them into one of his forepaws and went back into the kitchen using his other 3 limbs. I couldn't help but think that it looked pretty awkward. When he returned balancing a plate with a rather attractive cake slice in a similar manner, I realized he would have to make multiple trips to carry everything to the table. Help him. As soon as I stood up and moved towards him, he made a strange face and spoke up. No. Sit down, please. I can handle it. You're my guest, after all. Dude, hospitality only counts if you can actually put up. You look like you're struggling, dude. Not wanting to upset him, I sat down again and waited. Once he placed the first cake slice on the table, he went back to fetch the other. When he approached the table a second time, though, one of the tiny dessert forks started to slip off of the plate. Remy reached with his free forepaw in his attempt to save it, but lost balance without its support and fell over. In an instant, the plate, fork, and cake slice flew through the air. The dish and silverware clattered as the pristine cake crumbled into a sad heap on the floor. Jesus Christ, that's Jacko pose! Wait. That's the fucking Jacko pose! Alright, now tail up. Now reverse shot for the folks at home at Patreon. Patreon.com/onlydragons/angels with the thigh high. I don't know where I'm going with that. There was a few moments. For a few moments, there was a silence as Remy and I looked at the result of his blunder. I'm sorry, Salsa. I didn't really want dessert anyway. This isn't just about you and your cake. This always happens to me no matter how hard I try. You have proper hands, so do some of the other species. How can someone like me even be a librarian? Not a day goes by without me dropping a scroll and unfurling it across the room. But the customers don't care or pity me too much to say anything. It's a common sight for them, after all. This is about Emira, isn't it? I guess it is. I just don't see why someone like me got to be a librarian when there were others more qualified for the position, or who were at least capable of not dropping the inventory on a daily basis. She makes fun of you for it. I knew it. I mean, why else would she have me do these tasks all the time? Sorting books, carrying things from one place to another? I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't work somewhere my worth is only in the entertainment I provide. Why don't you look for a new job? Look. I'm gonna break this one down right fucking here. I'm gonna fucking shoot this one down with my fucking high-powered sniper rifle. This dude's research? Holy fucking shit. Yeah, he's a little clumsy with the physical artifacts. Give him a fucking assistant, I swear to Christ. But other than that, like... Dude knows, like, his research. Dude knows the Dewey Decimal System. He can, like, you know, head librarian and then have a fucking gopher to actually grab things with hands. He's fine. He has value in the system. He just doesn't have full value in his position. These positions have terms similar to those of ministers. If I ended my appointment prematurely, it wouldn't look great. How long do you have left? A while. Can't you report her to a superior or something? It's not like I could prove anything. Her public and her private demeanor are two very different things, and it would be my word against hers. I just wanted to have a nice evening with you, and now it ended up like this. I shouldn't have brought that up. But you did. I know. I'm sorry, Salsa. Maybe that's your problem. Fuck you for not even giving me the choice to say that! What? You apologize all the time. Oh. Not, maybe that's your problem, or maybe that's your problem. Just look at yourself, lying on the floor with bits of cake everywhere. It's pathetic. You can't even respond to that? Maybe that's why Emira keeps making fun of you. You can't stand up for yourself. Maybe you should stop apologizing and start doing something about your problems. Otherwise, how do you expect things to change? I don't know. I suppose you have a point. Well, I guess this evening's over at any rate. I'll see myself out. Goodbye, Salsa. As I left the apartment, Remy got to his feet and started to clean up the mess. Neither of us got cake. Neither of us got cake. Neither of us got cake. Status bad. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. The morning sun declared the arrival of a new day and woke me from my vivid dreams. Memories of my home, and yeah. Yeah, let's skip ahead. Okay, there we go. Visit the store. Bread. Baguettes. 201. Sorry again.
You mixed up the prescriptions again, then I can't help you. I can't refill this one. We're just about to close, so you have to bring the right one tomorrow. Vara, what are you still doing here? I already told you, you have to come back tomorrow. Have Lolly in the house. Guess she doesn't want it. What's the deal with her? She comes here occasionally to help pick up her mother's prescription. I'm not sure what's up with her lately. This isn't the first time this has happened. One time the doctor forgets to issue a new prescription, another time she brings me an expired one instead of the new one. She isn't exactly the brightest, but this isn't usual even for her. What did you want to know?
Actually, I'm gonna follow up on something else. We'll have to do this another time.
If you say so.
Luckily, Vara hadn't gotten too far, so I followed her from a distance. Minutes passed as we walked through... Actually, wait a minute. Pink? Pink with frill. Looks kind of like, quadrupedal like Remy, but she's got wings. Minutes passed as we walked through streets weaving through an unfamiliar part of town. The young dragon looked small and lonely on the empty road. Before long, we passed the village border, yet she pressed on and stepped into the forest. I turned back once to gaze at the village on the far horizon, and in an instant the dragon was gone. I rushed to the spot I'd seen her last and found the entrance to a cave on the hillside. When I peered inside, I saw Vara alongside a much larger orange dragon. The small dragon filled a bowl with a thick fluid and placed it in front of the other. Then she placed her hands on the large dragon's chin. Gently, she lifted its huge muzzle and guided it toward the bowl. But when she released it, the dragon's head slumped and fell into the liquid. The bowl tumbled sideways and spilled its contents across the cave floor. Oh no. Mom's not doing great. Mom's not doing great at all. I realized then that other than what Vara had done, the orange dragon hadn't moved at all since I arrived. Passed out or sleeping or...
How did you even find out about this?
I could tell something was wrong, so I followed her.
I see. Well, good job, Salsa.
What's going to happen to her now?
She'll be sent to the orphanage. The background check determined that she had a father, but the two hadn't seen each other in years.
Can't you locate him?
We did. Raised a second victim, the maintenance guy. That was him.
I see. How did it even get this far?
I don't know, but we'll certainly look into it. Some just fall through the cracks of the system. Being out here on their own probably didn't help.
Do many of your people live outside the town like this?
Well, some do it on principle, others because they have no other choice. Houses and apartments can be expensive, and it's not unusual for us to use natural environments as our homes. Alright, I think we're done here for now. Don't forget to stop by the department later.
I won't. You followed Vara. Well done, Salsa. Achievement unlocked. Stalker. Don't go to the portal. Don't go to the portal. I feel like I've screwed up. I'm down bad. I'm in the bad place with Remy. I feel like I screwed up the dialogue with him somehow. Maybe I wasn't supposed to, like, help him with the thing. It was the potato. It wasn't the potato! It wasn't the potato. I think it was the very last choice. How do I know? I'm kind of looking at a guide over here. I'm just gonna wait it out.
You did great today. You saved that little girl. As far as I'm concerned, nothing else you could have done would have mattered as much. Good job.
Yeah, I can't meet with Remy. Alright, so we are... kind of stuck here. Damn it. I'm stuck in a bad end with Remy. And I'm too late to try for anyone else. Crap. Yep. Return to the main menu. I didn't want to screw up with Remy. We're gonna essentially do all of the same over again. Order some lunch. Have a dean come in. Skip ahead, meet with Remy. Invite me to dinner sometime. We don't have to do anything specific in... Oh, no, wait. No, this is not skipping investigation 2. Visit the library. That's all. Foreshadowing for this.
Vara, you need to tell your parents to visit the doctor so he can write you a new one.
She turned around, nearly running into me when she bolted toward the door. Wait, this is chapter 2, right? Yeah, this is chapter 2. So, both of her parents are, gone now.
She comes here occasionally to pick up her mother's prescription.
Skip to character selection. Meet with a dean. It doesn't matter how we do this. And then we meet with Remy. Alright, So I'm just gonna play this by the fucking book. Helping me the other day? Inviting you to dinner is the least I can do. Oh, it's no problem, really. Besides, I'm also here to learn more about your kind. Spending some time in the library is only appropriate. My gratitude is yours regardless. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat? How about steak? I do have a few steaks we could dine upon. This might take a while, so make yourself at home. And he's gonna struggle. I'll be back in just a minute. Look at the pictures. Look at the pictures. Look at the pictures. Hungry already, I take it? I suppose so. Although your stomach already answered that question for you. Before I could say anything, he shook his head and continued to cook. Soon I heard the sizzling of fried meat. Blackout, wake up in a sewer. We're surrounded by fish. Horny fish. You know what this means. Fish. That's a copy pasta, and the full version of that is... Uh-oh, there's a roofie in our gas station sushi. We black out, wake up in a sewer. We're surrounded by fish, horny fish. You know what this means? Fish orgy. But I recently saw, like, a YouTube video that was, like, an animatic of the whole copy pasta that just, like, had to cut the word orgy for, I'm assuming, YouTube, like, Google hates sexuality stuff. So they were just like, hey, we can't air this if you have the word orgy in there, just letting you know. So they were just like, fish, slam cut to the next line. What were you thinking about? You said you were thinking about something. I'm gonna mention the pictures, because I don't think that's, Would you like to have children one day? Yes. Why did you use a stove to cook? And then, don't talk about recent murders. Other truths do not matter. Okay. My internet got roofied. Blackout. Wake up. Salsa's kissing a dragon. It is delicious. I suppose you learn to cook well when you live on your own long enough. Unless you want more, I'm good. What kind of meat was that? Alright. What's the difference? This choice does not matter. I want to say fur has a set length, whereas hair will keep growing. So we regularly cut it. Is that so interesting? I was wondering something. Yep. We wear clothes. We've actually had, like, conversations about how our cats think about how we wear clothes. It's like, it's like we think that their conception of it is we constantly change our fur, because our outer, like, shell, the clothing that we're wearing, that changes on, like, a daily basis. For some of us, stairs. But that's my thought. Maybe they know that we're, like, naked underneath our clothes, and we're just wearing stuff to, like, feel fancy. I don't know. Was able to save my game after all. Your interference was only a minor setback. Glad to hear it. I was quite relieved when I found out. If it hadn't worked out so well, I would have had to consider making you play up to that point again for me. I wouldn't mind playing some of your video games, yeah. That was actually a good choice there. I haven't had the chance to just sit down and talk. I agree. It's been a busy time for me, as you can imagine. Thanks for taking the time to pay me a visit. I always have so many things to take care of that it's hard for me to find time to do something simple like this. At least it worked out this time. You do have a point, though. I don't really know that much about you. I know where you work, but yeah. my librarian came... Yep. What have you been up to since the last time I saw you? You mean since... Yes, that's what I meant. I'm up for some dessert. Damn. Help him. That was actually the correct choice, yes. For a few moments, there was a silence as Remy and I looked at the... You don't need to apologize. This isn't just about you and your cake. You have proper hands, so do some of the other species. If I ended my employment prematurely, it wouldn't look great. I think this is the last choice. You should resign, consequence be damned. It's easier said than done, but maybe I should consider it. I just wanted to have a nice evening with you, and now it ended up like this. I shouldn't have brought that up. Don't worry about it. I still think it was a nice evening. Maybe I should stop being such a sourpuss then. I can help you clean up. Thank you, Salsa. There we go. We cleaned up together, and by the end, he seemed to be in higher spirits. Afterwards, we said our goodbyes, and I left, not sure what to think. Keep the frickin' guide open, because of course. Bare arm, bare knuckle, bare naked? We wrestle with the bear. Right into Chuck E. Cheese. Dance, dance, revolution. I'm just thinking about that copy pasta now. Alright. Okay. Wait. Crap. I forgot which chapter this is. Okay. It's chapter 3. Skip. Yes, copy, but yes, that copy pasta. Far at the store during the 3rd. Stay inside, call the police. Visit the police archives. Let's help Katsuhara. Why the fuck not? Why not? It's all different background for me holding the control button. Okay, let me... Okay, so our status with both Adine and Remy is good, and that's what we need. Complete Adine's second date without her status neither bad or abandoned. Follow Vera at the store during the 3rd investigation. Okay, we good. Let's meet with Remy. Hey Remy, you want to see me open top secret government shit? Button. Whoop. Hey Remy. Hello, Salsa.
Is there any particular reason why you wanted to meet here? I enjoy Tatsu Park is all. Have you been here before? A few times. I see. Well, what do you think of it? It's pretty idyllic. It is. I like it a lot here. You mentioned you wanted me to talk about something. Yes, well, about that. I just have a lot on my mind, and I felt like I needed to tell someone. I wouldn't burden you if I had anyone else to talk to, but the simple fact is that I don't. You can talk to me, Remy. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's not a problem what's on your mind. I don't even know where to begin. Do you ever feel like there's an emptiness inside you? That every day is the same joyless routine that you wish you could escape, but you can't? I used to. I see. Is this about Emira again? It's not just about her, but working with her doesn't make things any easier. To think that just a few years ago I was the happiest I could have been, and now I have nothing but my miserable life. What happened? It's a long story. We have a lot of time. Okay, well. A few years ago, I worked in the public sector. I mean, I still do, but my position was a different one. I didn't work under a minister back then. I was part of a committee tasked with providing independent and factually based opinions on community topics. It was supposed to help not only politicians, but also the general populace. Free from outside interference, we did our own fact-checking based on research and publicly reported our findings. Our individual members didn't always agree, but we made sure the end results were based on verifiable facts. In this way, we offered a variety of comprehensive opinions on difficult topics. We found the truth and allowed people and politicians to make up their minds from there. Our work was a key influence in the community, and because the conclusions of each individual member were often very difficult, it could never be said that we were biased. It was during one such assignment that I met a certain person named Amelia. My task was to determine the viability of several projects, each competing for a research grant from our council. Amelia was a member of one of the scientific teams vying for a grant. She was an inventor, and her group was looking for ways to streamline hospital processes and tests by utilizing new technology. The first time I saw her was when our committee watched her group's pitch. One of the things we had to do was determine whether their claims and goals were realistic. In her case, they were. Ultimately, they didn't get the grant, but when she recognized me in a restaurant, a while later we started talking. She was very smart, and I admired her spirit. She just wanted to help people with her talents, and in this way, she reminded me a lot of myself. We kept seeing one another, and we grew close. Before long, we were dating. It felt so right. I thought our relationship was about to become very serious, but then she informed me that her research group had applied for another grant. Of course, that complicated things. My committee was once again tasked with judging the viability of the different projects, and while I intended to stay impartial on the matter, she would probably be seen as an influence due to our relationship. With these concerns in mind, we decided to not meet again until the grant winner was determined. We hadn't expected her group to get it, but in the end they did. We didn't want to end our relationship over something like that, but if word got out that we were together during the decision-making period, it would have put both our jobs in jeopardy. In the end, we decided to wait and make a commitment. 6 months after the grant was given to our team, we would return to one another and make our relationship public. That much time would have ensured that it wouldn't be an issue. We even made plans to move in together when that time came. But we never got that far. I only know the rest of what happened from various reports, but apparently Amelia got sick. Nothing serious, mind you. She continued working from home as best she could. The project was already behind schedule, and she didn't want to endanger it. People were critical and very curious about what the project would amount to, and she didn't want to be responsible for its failure if she took some days off to recuperate. So every day, she continued working on the project until the dead of night. One late evening, she went out to pick up her medication, in addition to something to help her stay awake. She was sick and overworked. The combination of the prescription side effects and the supplements caused her to collapse. No one was around to see her fall. When she was found the next day, she was covered by a blanket of fresh snow. It was too late. She froze to death during the cold winter night. If someone was with her, this would not have happened. But she died out there, all alone. All because we kept our relationship a secret. We had plans to move in together. We even talked about having our own small family. Some things are just not meant to be, it seems. If I had to identify the moment life started going downhill, losing Amelia would be it. My heart was ripped out in that moment, and now only emptiness remains. It's like a wound that never closes. Maybe you saw those pictures in my apartment.
Amelia and the cross photo.
Even my home is a reminder of her. We were going to move into that apartment together. And this tie I'm wearing, I got it from her as well. When she gave it to me, she said that it was red like her scales. As long as I wore it, she would be with me, in a way. But for so long, I've been holding on to her with all my might. I wish I could stop, because I know it's killing me, but I've been doing it for so long that I don't think I can. Yet in some way, holding on to Amelia has helped me. When I look back on all the happy memories we made, Emma's bullying hurts a little less, if only because those memories hurt so much more. And I would love my job if it wasn't for Emma. It's a constant struggle, a battle I have to fight every day. Each of her words slices through me, creating new wounds on top of others that never closed. Some days I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can.
Bishi boy! Sad Bishi boy for the fucking cherry blossoms. Holy shit!
I'm not sure if there's anything that can fill the void.
I remember you said that you always wanted children.
Yes.
It's not exactly the same thing, but I heard that the orphanage is always looking for more volunteers. You could help take care of those children.
Is that so?
Yeah, the orphanage is notoriously understaffed. The children don't really have anyone else, so each volunteer is a godsend.
Losing both parents at such a young age must be horrible. I can't even imagine what that must be like.
You should talk to Adine about volunteering. She knows a lot more about it than I do.
Adine?
I don't want to talk to her. Why not?
She used to be my friend. Well, she was more Amelia's friend than mine.
Why can't you talk to her?
I don't know. I don't want to face her. Whenever I see her, it's another reminder of what I lost. Besides, I don't think she wants to talk to me either.
I think if you wanted to volunteer, she'd gladly accept the help. Besides, I saw that she tried to talk to you the other day.
You saw that? I guess she did try to talk to me, but it was only because she wanted something.
I don't think that was the only reason. Maybe she wanted to reconnect with you. If she wanted to avoid you, she could have asked someone else at the library for help, but she chose you.
I'm not sure about that.
Maybe she actually feels the same way you do, and the map helped her muster up the courage to face you again. If you want to change something, Remy, you have to take action. What's the worst that could happen if you talk to her?
I suppose you have a point. I'll think about it. Thank you, Salsa. Getting all that off my chest really helped a lot.
No problem, Remy. Anything else on your mind?
Well, there's the whole thing about Anna.
Yeah, you mentioned that last time.
Are you still worried about her? I am. Who knows what horrible things she's working on in her lab. There's nothing I can do to stop her.
You did what you could. The rest is up to the authorities now.
I guess so. I can't help but feel a little pity for her, too. With her condition, I imagine that the Ministry's disapproval must have been a tough pill to swallow.
What are you talking about?
She has cancer.
I see.
Who knows how much longer she has? Knowing that, every day must be difficult for her.
Remy paused and gave me an embarrassed smile.
Quite a bit of time has passed since you arrived, and you've barely been able to speak. I've been talking a lot.
I don't mind.
There must be a lot on your mind, too.
Not really.
Since I work with Emera, I know all the details surrounding you and Reza. Not many do. Many rumors are going around town. All this time you've been working with our police?
Yeah.
And now you're hunting the very person who was supposed to be your partner. That must be really hard for you.
I came here because I wanted to do the right thing. Nothing about that has changed. What kind of person is Reza anyway? The kind that stops at nothing to achieve what he believes in. I can see that. We've already witnessed just how far he will go. What do you think about him? Honestly, I'm not sure. Back then, back home, this relentless quality of his was admired, but I certainly don't condone his actions. Given what I know about him, I think he must have a reason, as weird and twisted as it may be. What about you? I have my own principles. I see. How is your hunt for Reza going anyway? Not too great. We don't have any strong leads or any idea of his whereabouts. In the end, we're just following his trail of murder and destruction. Hard on for you. Unfortunately, I do not add quotes. Although, you know, if you wanted to clip it. Damn. People are getting afraid. People are getting afraid. The rumors are starting to take effect. I thought Emery was going to give a press conference to warn the public. That didn't happen. She feared the potential backlash if people knew about Reza while you were still here. So, for the time being, he has been declared as a missing person. The public has been informed that if someone sees them, they are to call the police immediately. They were told he may be suffering from an affliction that makes him behave erratically. But some people are putting two and two together. No one has seen Reza for a while, even before he was officially declared missing. It's easy to line up the timelines and see that the murder started happening shortly after he vanished. What we know about the break-ins and thefts is also damning. The objects stolen all point toward Reza. I'm not sure how much longer they can keep this a secret. How do you think the public will react, considering that I'm still staying here? I don't know. We can't really predict the public opinion, but you can bet there will be critical voices. I'm not sure how I could convince everyone that I'm not involved with Reza's plans. Well, you do have the council's support. If Emerald voiced that you were on our side, it wouldn't be so bad if the public found out. Yeah, but she also made it clear that she believes most people won't have the same opinion. She won't support me publicly if their vote is against me. That is true. Emra plays the political game a lot. She aligns with the popular opinion so people will like her. That's very dishonest. It is, but that's who she is. Does the public know about the portal's current state? No. If it can be fixed, it wouldn't be worth mentioning. If they can't fix it, they aren't going to announce it before they know how to deal with the current situation. Compared to Reza, it's not really a problem. It might become one pretty soon. If word gets out and I'm suddenly his accomplice, what would happen to me? How would you... Ow. That yawn actually kind of hurt me. How would you even deal with Reza if you caught him? I'm not sure. I suppose we would have to work something out between our legal system and whatever humanity has to say on the matter. And if the portal is done for, what then? Then humanity would be out of the picture for any legal proceedings. Reza would likely be held until contact has been re-established, or just serve a sentence here. I see. How do your jails work anyway? If a crime has been committed, and proven without a doubt, a jail sentence can be the consequence. Our delinquents live in an area separate from the rest of society, monitored at all hours of the day. They receive the help they need, and efforts are taken to make them realize their wrongdoings and integrate them back in our community. Life isn't that much different there than it is here. The spaces are more cramped for sure, but mostly it's just a very controlled environment. Stop. That's not much of a punishment. It's a consequence, not necessarily a punishment. Our society at large benefits more from people who are rehabilitated, and if mental issues are the cause, those can at least be found and addressed. Okay, I literally want Dragon Prison. Like, I'm fucking serious. Like, if rehabilitation first, please? Rehabilitation services, please? Sounds like how it used to be back home. These days in our city, you get 3 strikes. What does that mean? 3 infractions of our rules and you get thrown out of the city. If someone is a drain on our limited resources, we won't support them. While I can understand why you need to incorporate such a policy, the finality of it makes me a bit uneasy. It's worked so far, and it's not as if the outside is completely unkind. Someone expelled from the city might find a different community or join one of the mobile groups. The situation inside our city-state is still much better than the outside, though. They're very strict with those allowed to live there. It is a privilege. Anyone or anything that threatens the inside society or the lives of its people is removed very quickly. How would a murderer like Laser be dealt with? An eye for an eye? No, we don't do that. But murder is a crime so heinous that immediate expiation is the consequence, regardless of proper infractions. I see. What do the citizens think about this system? Some agree with the methods, some don't. But as long as it works, people won't complain. Weeding out undesirable elements is what keeps their standard of living intact. I guess that means politics don't play a big role where you come from? No, they won't change a working system. It varies here, but I'm so tired of Emira and her games. As I work with her, I can see exactly how she plays the public. I know every council member has their own approach, but everything she does is so tailored toward the public's expectations. For her, it's just a popularity contest. You know what? That gives me an idea. Really? What is it? The human visit and all the associated consequences are her responsibility, right? Yes? For her, the situation with Reza must be utterly horrifying. She keeps talking about preventing public backlash, but she's really just trying to protect herself. That sounds accurate. Maybe we can use that to our advantage. How? She can't send me back to my world right now. That makes me the only one here with knowledge of Reza and humans in general. That's true. If I speak from this point of authority, we should have a much easier time convincing her of anything we want. You couldn't convince her to let you stay in our world, though. Yes, but I was trying to use reason and pled with her. I didn't take into account her fear of public backlash. I think we can manipulate this fear of hers and use it to our advantage. If there were consequences to fear from Reza, me, or the rest of humanity, and those consequences would make her look bad to the public, that would be reason for her to reconsider any action, right? I suppose so, but what situation could this apply to? She nearly sent me back through the portal. If she tries anything again, at least we have something we can use against her. I think I see where you're coming from. Reza is still a mystery to me, though. All things considered, wouldn't it be beneficial for him to just stay here? No offense, but even our prisons offer a better standard of living than your city. As such, couldn't that be a reason for him to have vandalized the portal? I don't think so. You're right, your world is in much better shape than ours. But even if Reza could stay here, he wouldn't. He came here for the same reason I did. To help our people.
Dragon orange is the new black. No.
Can I confession? I never saw orange is the new black. Straight up, I haven't seen a fucking minute of it. Just never. He has a very pronounced sense of duty to humanity, and I believed in him when he stepped through the portal. He proclaimed that he would do everything he could. When I met him again in this world, I had the impression that he wanted to get our mission over with as soon as possible so he could return to our world with aid. That's going to be difficult with the portal out of order. The person who did it probably didn't realize it wasn't a very good idea. This might make Reza even more desperate. Who knows what he'll do next? And if anything happens, I can't leave either. If the portal is gone for good, I suppose you'd have to stay here. What do you think about that? I'd love living here. Everything I've heard about this place is so wonderful compared to back home. That's good to hear. I certainly wouldn't mind if you stuck around. Only now do I realize everything I told you earlier must seem so petty compared to the struggles you face. Don't say that. Why not? That's not how it works. That's like saying a person can't be happy because someone else might be happier than them. Don't downplay your own suffering like that. That kind of thinking only makes it worse. Thanks, Salsa. I can't even imagine what life must be like where you are from. Back home, I was just trying to survive and help others do the same. That hasn't changed. I'm almost afraid of going back to the city, though. Times are so rough. Yet even if I didn't have to go back, I would. I can't just let them down like that, you know? I have to try and do what I can. That's why I came here. I wish I could be that strong. Who says you can't? I don't know, You told me about your old job. I miss those days. What about it?
It's not exactly the same as saving a city, but you were helping people, right? That's true. Maybe once your term with Emma is over, you could do something like that again. I really wish I could. Can I ask you a question? Of course. Do you even like me? There must be a reason why you've put up with me for this long. What are you talking about? Do you consider me a friend, or maybe more? I like you as more than just a friend. Is that so? In that case, well, the summer festival is coming soon. It's an event we hold in town every year. They've got fireworks and all kinds of shows. Might be fun to you experience a different part of our culture. What do you say? Would you like to accompany me? I'd love to, but I can't promise I won't have other obligations at the time.
I won't.
I see. Well, I'll call you and we'll see if we can work it out around our schedules. Sure thing. Then it's settled. I should probably get going now, though. Thanks for hearing me out, Salsa. Likewise. Get some well-deserved rest.
We already got the good ending for Remy, at least, but like... Yeah. I'm also just now realizing that I could have done Remy and Adine's, good routes at the same time. Like, the exact same time. I tried for... Lorem, though. Yeah. Yay! Corpse number 4 showed up. Skip ahead. I'll do it.
Always a big fireworks show. Everyone has a great tradition behind it.
If it's that important to you, why don't you just watch it regardless?
Are you suggesting I abandon my post during the fireworks?
No, you don't have to abandon your post, but if you pick a good spot and watch them for like half an hour or so, no one's gonna care.
Not so sure about that. The guard post is pretty important.
I know we're talking about the portal, but you don't need to take this. Yeah.
If you say so.
Take the PDA to the library. Doesn't look like Remy's here. Can I help you? You know where the audio section is? I'm looking for some sheet music. I have no idea. I don't even work here. Staff all seem to be hiding somewhere. Have a good day. Yep. Damn it. Oh, hello, Salsa. What are you doing here? I came by to give you this. I was already at the library, but Emperor refused to let me drop it off there. I see. Hey, it's one of your PDAs. I told you one would find its way to me eventually. And now you can look at all the human knowledge you want. I have no idea. You have no idea how much I'm looking forward to that. I may not be working today, but I'm still going to check it out as soon as possible. I'm just going to leave you to it then. Thanks. Enjoy. Enjoy the smooth taste of so many eggs. Things to take care of. Sorry, Kevin. We already romanced you. Just realized. For the hatchery, the fucking mailbox is on, like, 2 sticks that are tied together with string. They have, like, the fucking neat, like, brick wall with, like, the arches in it. And it's like an idyllic fucking
house with a porch and like a perfectly square hedge and planter boxes, and like the mailbox is like a fucking like milk crate on 2 sticks.
Just came by to drop off the eggs. Glad they got back safely. Emily, stop chewing my leg. It's tasty! Dean, wait for me. Good job, Salsa. Looks like you took my advice. Adine and I had a good long talk, and now here we are. I'm glad we did. It was long overdue. Vara? Vara, do you know who that is, She doesn't talk much. Yeah, I noticed. It's not unusual for someone who's had a rough life like her. She's definitely listening, though. Isn't that right? I think we should go inside. Yeah, probably. Well, see you some other time, Salsa. Thanks for coming.
Aww. Happy family. Water's in the kitchen. Apologize for the violence, but I assure you it was the easiest way. Don't skip ahead. I don't want to skip over this. I want to see if there's, like, dialogue that's, like, different here. Nope. If there was any different dialogue, it would have been there, but, nope.
Hello, this is Remy. I just wanted to remind you about the summer festival. It'll start any day now, so I hope you can make it. It would be nice to go there with you. Not sure how you feel about this, but I usually try to avoid the crowds. In any case, please let me know if you want to go.
Summer festival, huh?
You know what?
Yeah, let's hang out with Remy a little bit more. That must be him. Remy, what's that on your face? Don't you know what it is? It looks like lipstick, but I didn't know that was a thing here.
You're right, it is lipstick. It's not something that existed in this world before, though.
How did you get some?
I have one of your PDAs, remember? I studied it a bit and came across the entry on lipstick. Based on the necessary ingredients, I realized I could make some myself, and so I did.
Did you do this to look pretty for me?
I just figured you'd miss these kinds of things. Things that are normal for you.
Ah, yes. The most normal thing. A dragon wearing lipstick. It hasn't really been normal back home in quite a while. Lipstick isn't common these days. Didn't the entry specify that it's typically used by females?
Now that you mention it, I did get that impression, but I found the sentiment a bit puzzling. Why would a product like this only be used by one gender?
I guess social norms dictated that certain traits are only desirable in one gender, thus highlighting them like this would increase the attractiveness.
I think I get it now. It's all based on sexual dimorphism. The biological differences between the sexes are much greater in your species than it is in ours, so I suppose the traits you're looking for can be different too. Generally speaking, sexual dimorphism is much greater in reptiles, in mammals than it is in reptiles. While it can vary wildly by species, external indicators are pretty much always present, like mammaries, for example, an always present and often obvious reminder. This makes so much more sense now. It's kind of embarrassing. Should I get rid of it?
Do we want to see Remy in lipstick for the rest of the... It says yes.
I don't think we can screw up the good end, though. Yeah. It doesn't really look nice on you. It looks nice on him! He looks twinkish. Sorry. Damn it! That should do it. Shall we go then? Actually, it seems we're pretty early. They're probably still setting up. We could just stay here in the meantime. Oh, for sure. I just realized I haven't actually been in here since I prepared the apartment for you. Have you read any of the books I got you? I think it was just the Ixman Sphere. Oh, so you're the one who stocked the bookshelf. They're all library books. I wanted to provide you with a good sample of what we have to offer, so there should be something in there for anyone. Looks like you've read a few books in the Sheridan series. I just wasn't in the mood for anything more complex. Usually I wouldn't read something like this, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood for anything more complex. I understand. Everyone has their guilty pleasures. Can I offer you some food or drink? I've barely used any of the stuff in the kitchen. Why not? I don't want to touch anything that didn't at least resemble something I know. After all, I have no idea how to prepare them right, or even if I know if they're safe for me to eat. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to get you all those perishables then. I wanted to provide you with a bit of everything, considering I had to prepare the apartment for someone I didn't really know much about. Some of them were good. It's interesting to taste the subtle and sometimes not so subtle differences in the similar fruits we have back home. Did you throw anything out? Not really. Why do you ask? You've been here for nearly 2 weeks now, so even if some of them were safe for you to eat, they probably aren't anymore. Let me clean out your closet. We don't want to have any health hazards for you here after all. Feel free. Just look at this! He showed me a juicy-looking, vaguely spherical fruit, whose bright red color was unlike any other fruit I'd ever seen. That's a very bright red. I don't think even our best apples could compare. But they're usually blue. Red means you're supposed to throw them away, as they've expired by then, and toxins might have already set in. No. Well, I wasn't planning on eating it anyway. Or this one. It's all moldy. I don't see any mold. Don't you see these spots? Sure, but if that's supposed to be mold, it looks very different from the mold we have back home. I see. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to stock up on perishables. I didn't consider the implications of doing something like this. Had you eaten the wrong thing, you could be in a hospital right now. Don't stress yourself out about it. Honestly, someone would have to be pretty reckless to just go ahead and start munching on things they don't know about. If anyone was smart enough to be sent here, they probably wouldn't take a risk like that. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Nevertheless, I better get rid of everything that's past its date. We don't really want mold in the air either. If you say so. Once more, he dove into the closet. I heard him rummaging around as he checked the fruits and vegetables thoroughly. That should be everything. Thanks. I bet the wine didn't go bad, though. Do you want some? I'm not really a big fan of wine. Ah, beer guy. How come? I just can't enjoy it as some others do, I suppose. I'm willing to try anything at least once, though. Anything? Well, at least as far as food and drinks are concerned.
Does eating ass qualify as food? 'Cause, my BD tongue isn't in the mail yet, and, let's try some together, then. If you want to. Sure. What kind of wine is this, anyway? I'm not sure. I just grabbed it when I got all the other stuff. Don't tell me you just went for the cheapest one. Of course not. Everyone knows that you don't just buy the cheapest stuff. You go for the second cheapest. Oh, well. What kind of container should I get for you anyway? We're having wine, so let's go for wine glasses. The stem actually makes it possible for me to grip it with my vestigial thumb, so there shouldn't be any problems. Alright. Here you go. What shall we drink to? Whatever. To whatever, then. I took a sip from my wine glass. Remy really hadn't been kidding about getting the second cheapest bottle, because that was exactly what it tasted like. How do you like it? Must be an acquired taste, I think. How about you? Bad. I'm not surprised that you don't like it either. Maybe I should buy the third cheapest next time. Maybe.
Just look at the time. I think we should start heading to the festival now. Sure, let's go. This is strange. Usually there'd be a crowd by now. Do you think they canceled it? With Reza still being out there, maybe they thought it wasn't such a good idea to have a public spectacle like this. Cancel the summer festival? Inconceivable. Inconceivable! It doesn't really look like a festival's going on right now, though. I don't know what's going on. I think I know this guy. Let's go and ask him. Hey, Salsa, how can I help you? We were just planning to go to the festival, but it doesn't look like there's much going on here yet. You came to the right place, but the festival's not starting for another hour at least. What? But the festival's always started this time. You must have missed the memo then. They moved it by an hour. Something about the daylight and making the fireworks more visible as a result. Well, that's a shame. And I'm kind of getting hungry, too. I can help you with that. What are you selling? Skewers, meatballs, all kinds of grilled things, really. Well, I could go for some meatballs. What about you?
I will also take the meatballs.
No problem. Let me pack this up for you. I guess this makes us your first customers of the day. What do I owe you? For you two, it's free. It's very kind of you, thank you. Have fun at the festival. Thanks.
For the happy couple, free. What do we do now? Should we go back?
We're already here and got all this stuff. Let's just sit down somewhere.
Sure. We went off to the side as more dragons arrived and started setting up their various booths. How are the meatballs?
They're actually pretty good. How about your stuff?
It's great. I'm surprised, honestly. You never know with stuff that comes out of food carts.
You're right. Maybe we got lucky.
Or maybe it's because it's still fresh.
Who knows?
What was that about fireworks, though? Is the big show coming up later?
Oh no, the festival's just getting started and there are fireworks every day. But the big show is what everyone wants to see. That one is happening in a few days. It officially concludes the festivities.
I see. A while later, the festival had kicked off and the crowds were already coming in. Dragons of all shapes and colors filled the paths, ready to see the sights the festivals had to offer.
I'm dying. I'm dying.
That made it worse. I don't know why I picked up the kazoo. Booths lined both sides of the way. It reminded me a lot of a typical carnival setup, with the booths being filled with shops, food stands, games, and much more. Seems the festival's already started. Let's go.
You know what? How about we just stay here? I really don't like crowds. I've seen the festival so many times already. I'd rather just stay here with you.
Remy, that almost sounds romantic. I could kiss you right now. Thought you wanted me to show me around, but I suppose we can just stay here if you prefer that.
The main attraction is always the big fireworks show at the end of the festival, and that one is not going to happen today anyway.
So why'd we need to come here in the first place then? Is something wrong?
I just had to realize that as nice as it is right now, you have to leave this world again. I just had to realize that as nice as it is right now, you have to leave this world again eventually. I've been alone for such a long time now. I didn't even have a single friend. In my job, I always have to smile when serving the customers. How could I be surrounded by people all the time yet feel so alone? All those people have their own lives, families, friends, and relationships, yet I had none of that. In a world where everyone else seemed to be happy, I was the odd one out who had to pretend in order to belong. How could that not have eaten away at me day after day? Yet one day, I heard about the plans of the humans coming here. Like many others, I was very excited at the prospect of our myths coming true. And then, the day came when Reza stepped through the portal. Amidst all the pomp and fanfare you could imagine, it was quite a sight to behold, really. You wouldn't believe how much joy I felt during that moment. Emra, of course, took all the limelight she could. First, there was a big speech in front of a huge crowd, then a procession after she had officially welcomed Reza. When it was time for you to arrive, and it was decided that it wouldn't be a public event this time, due to security concerns, I knew that Emra wasn't going to be there if she wasn't going to make it all about herself. I begged her to let me do it, just to be able to get this close to a human at least once. To talk with them and see what they were like. To experience them.
Honey, if you wanted to experience me, you should have taken me back home.
She told me that if I did a few favors for her, I could be the one to greet you. I knew that she wasn't going to be there anyway, but if I didn't do what she wanted, she would just send some other lackey instead. So I did everything she asked for. But she did keep her word, though, and in the end, I was the one who would introduce you to this little world of ours. It might not have seemed like much to you, but with just us two and no one else being there, it was something very special for me. It was not just some public spectacle like the summer festival or Reza's arrival, but for the first time in so long, I felt like that moment was about you and me, and no one else. For someone in my position, it just made me very happy to have an extraordinary thing happen to me. Of course, I was very curious to see how much our myths would line up with reality, and was even more overjoyed when you visited me in the library. When you accepted my invitation and came into my home, I was just glad to have you there. It seemed like you wanted to be there and weren't just someone out to use me in some way. I began to feel hope. When I met you in the park, I think the only reason I could tell you everything about myself was because I knew you were going to leave again eventually. And now, after all this, I can hardly believe you're still here with me.
Why wouldn't I be?
You're just so nice to me. Yet even after the time I got to spend with you, it seems that soon I'll have to let you go again. At least I got to know you. And thanks to you, I was also able to reconnect with the Dean. Now it just seems so petty to not have spoken with her for such a long time. All those times when I felt alone and depressed, I really was only a phone call away from someone who still cared about me.
But now that you have, this also means that your worst times are over. You're not alone anymore.
That is true. To some people, it may not matter much if they have one friend more or less, but you know what makes the biggest difference? Having one when you didn't used to. We even went to the orphanage together some time ago to help with the kids there. It seems one of them has taken quite a liking to me. Vara?
That sounds lovely.
Her name is Vara, and she... Vara? I remember her. You know about her then? It's such a sad story. But enough about me. What will you do once you get back to your own world again?
I'm not sure. I don't even know what will happen to me when I return. These last few days, a lot of things have happened that have changed my perspective on what I'm doing here. Reza and those who sent me.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know yet. At the very least, though, I can say that I've done what I believed I was right.
You should be careful with rhetoric like that.
What do you mean?
That kind of talk makes it very easy to justify any means when it serves the right cause, whatever that may be. The more important thing is, have you done anything that you might regret? No matter what you think, keep in mind that you may be held accountable for your actions by others or even yourself. Don't just do something because you think it's for the right reasons. Do it when you're aware of the possible consequences as well.
You're right. I have no way of knowing what my actions here will amount to once I return.
Do you really wish to go back to your own world?
If I didn't, it would only serve to strain the relationship we've been trying to build with your people here, which is something that could be elementary for our survival. Besides, I didn't do it for those who reign over the city back home, or those who might have wanted to betray me. Let's not forget that even under the worst regimes, there are just normal people trying to survive too. If I have the power to make a difference for them, would it be right for me to just leave them be in order to seek my own happiness? That's exactly the kind of thing you were talking about, right?
In the end, we all have to make our own decisions.
If I leave them behind, then I leave them to people like Reza and those who sent me here.
What would you want to do? Overthrow them? I don't even have the complete picture myself right now. How could I even consider what to do given what I know?
What I do know, though, is that if I don't do what they expect of me, there will be consequences.
Maybe you'll just have to wait and see.
That's not an option right now. Reza's still out there. Armed and dangerous.
Don't you think it's a matter of better left to our police force? It could be very dangerous for you to interfere.
It's far too late to reconsider. I've already been tangled up in this too much. Besides, I can't stop now. Don't forget how many he's killed already. He won't hesitate to do so again in order to reach his goal. In the end, it's my duty to stop him. If I don't, how would your people look at humanity? How could I face you again, knowing that my negligence could cause suffering and loss for others here if I just stopped now? I wish I could be as brave as you. Don't think bravery has anything to do with it. He must be stopped one way or another. I know, just be careful, alright? I'll try. We've been here for a while now. How about I walk you back to your apartment? What about the festival? Well, if you still want to go, we could watch the big fireworks show together in a few days. That's an idea. Alright, let's do that. I watched Remy as he got up again, stretching himself in a way that reminded me of a cat before we prepared to leave again. Oh, you're still here. How's business?
As expected, people always get hungry at these events eventually. Can I offer you some more meatballs?
No, thanks. I'm quite full from my earlier helping.
How about you, Salsa?
A tempting offer, but we're just about to call it a day.
Are you gonna watch the big fireworks at the end of the festival?
That's the plan.
Be sure not to miss it. You haven't seen anything until you see the fireworks.
That's what everyone keeps telling me.
Because it's true.
Anyway, we should probably get going.
Have a good day then.
You too. And here we are again.
Indeed.
Did you want to clean out my bathroom cabinet as well or something? That's a good one. He gave a big sigh.
You know how I feel. I guess I just wanted to make the most of this day.
Speaking of which, I've never actually seen you without your tie.
Well, actually...
Oh, I was about to say, is he gonna take off the full collar, or...
How about now? You are pretty cute, you know that, right?
Is that just a term of endearment, or are you actually serious?
I am serious. He looked at me, hesitating. Then he took a step forward, his head slowly moving closer to my own.
Do I finally get to smooch a dragon?
Oh, he knows about kissing, but he's so awkward.
Kiss him! Kiss him!
We met, and my arms enveloped his neck as our lips touched. For a few seconds, we were closer than ever before. During the kiss, he used a lot more tongue than I expected. Just after we parted, he finished by giving me a small lick on the cheek. How was that?
Unique, that's for sure.
Maybe I shouldn't wear the tie anymore if this is what happens when I take it off. Actually, I think you should keep it.
Really?
Yeah, it looks good on you.
Well, if you say so.
Anyway, it's getting really late, so I should probably get going now.
Don't forget about the fireworks.
Oh, for sure. I'll see you then. Until we meet again.
Thank you for everything.
I actually got to smooch a dragon. What? One for Salsa!
Get some well-deserved rest. Grief. Oh, grief. Today's the day of the big fireworks. Let's go with Remy. That must be him. Are you ready to see the fireworks? My body is ready. All right, let's go. After a few minutes of walk, I just realized, big, romantic, public outing like this, with the fireworks and everything,
there's probably, I'm throwing this out there, there is probably a non-zero number of baby dragons that get conceived under those annual fireworks. I am only now thinking about this. Anyway, completely normal tangent over. They are, but they're doing it somewhere else. I took you into the side so we could hump like animals. 'Cause, you know, you and me, babe, we ain't nothing but animals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. We were quiet as we waited, and the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded into a pattern of colors. Oops, all endings end with Reza. Considering... What is the actual... Do it like they do on... You and me, babe, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Ah. So, so that was a fucking lie. What's wrong, Salsa? I know where Reza is. We need to stop him. Shouldn't we call the police or something? We don't have time. I'm not sure if I could fight him. You're right. If you're there, he probably wouldn't hesitate to shoot. Maybe you can hold him off and I'll try to get some help? Let's go that. Let's do that. Go. I started running as Remy voice called out to me. Where is he? Where should I go? The portal. He'll be there. Suitcase leaning against the portal. Hey! Sebastian gets to live in all future timelines. We're doing good. Aruga. Hi, it's me. The evil guy. You know? The guy that has a voice suspiciously like Remy. No. I'm not doing anything. Wait a minute. Oh. Was it only on that last... Yeah. Yeah, he's doing the whole evil speech again. God damn it. I thought it was like in all future timelines, we're just gonna fucking... Mind if you stay here? I'm saving humanity. You're dooming the dragons. Same fucking difference. Plus, I'm saving some of them. We'll keep them as pets. They're sentient creatures. I'm sorry. That face looks like a Danganronpa character sprite. Am I the only one thinking that, actually? He looks like... Ah, you've finally discovered my true evil plan. To use the generators to create antimatter to explode the entire school. What are you gonna do? You can't stop me now anyway? Maybe I can. Suddenly, Maverick and Remy appeared next to me. You planned this, didn't you? Traitor? Just let me go and I'll forget this thing ever happened. You got 6 bullets for 3 people. You think you can do that? Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows in the hallway behind Reza. Peekaboo. Damn. Mortified by the display before me, I found myself unable to move as the events of the following seconds unfold before my very eyes. Reza was quick with his gun and shot Remy once before Maverick could charge him. Maverick pounced, snarling, and knocked Reza to the ground before embedding his teeth into the body before him. Despite his thrashing and screaming, Reza finally managed to find his target and pulled the trigger twice. Immediately, the jaws dislodged. Reza pulled himself a few feet away while Maverick's body convulsed uncontrollably. Holding his bleeding wound and breathing heavily, Reza looked at me. You're not gonna help me either, are you? Then it's futile. He raised his gun, aiming at me, while I regained my composure and tried to run. A single gunshot resounded through the hallway, and as soon as I heard it, a sharp pain shot through my back. I fell to the ground immediately. He continued pulling the trigger, but no more bullets came. After a few seconds of silence, I slowly turned around. Reza was leaning against the wall, his head slumped forward lifelessly. Maverick and the administrator, both lying in the pool of their own blood, were not moving. I crawled over to Remy and was glad to hear him breathing. He'd been hit in the side, and I saw blood trickling from the wound down onto the ground below him. He raised his head, looking at me with an expression of pain. You're wounded. So are you. We need to stop the bleeding. I put pressure on his wound, momentarily halting the blood that was trickling down his body. Can you do this? Let me try. I felt around his side, trying to get the right grip before he applied pressure on his own. I let go, and after a bit of adjustment, Rennie could stop the bleeding on his own for now. I took off my shirt and briefly considered whether I would be able to use it to dress Remy's wound, but I soon realized it was not long enough to wrap around it properly. Besides, if he couldn't walk for now, it would not make a difference anyway. I would have to stay here while he held his wound shut. Instead, I used the shirt to curb my own bleeding, folding it and wrapping it around my abdomen tightly. Look, Reza's gone and that other person. Remy was right. Both Reza and the administrator were gone. You have to go. Go and stop Reza. I need to find you some help first. I can't just leave you like this. Don't you dare tell me you would be doing me any favors by saving me. If it's just gonna be one of us, I don't want it to be me. You don't know how hard it is to live every day as I have. Always wondering if the pain will ever stop or if things will ever change again. And when they finally do, you come along and tell me this? Don't do that to me. I'm not going through this again. What do you want me to do? This is bigger than us. Bigger than me. Just go. Go and stop Reza. He's on the floor, dude! I hobbled to my feet and made my way back outside. In the distance, near the portal, I saw Reza and something that was standing between them. As I drew near, I recognized it as Vara, who was growling at him. Reza aimed a kick at her, only to lose his balance and fall when she bit and held in onto his shin. Like tasty! After he fought her off with a few kicks, his hand dove into his pocket to grab a few bullets, which he proceeded to load into his revolver. I went as fast as I could, but with my injuries, I had no chance to stop him, as he aimed at Vara. Oh my fucking god. Slowly, he got up again and walked over to the portal's controls when the administrator suddenly appeared behind him. Immediately, she was on him, throwing him to the ground before starting to pound his head with her fists. Together, they rolled down the slope of the small hill on which the portal stood. And they came to a halt. The fighting resumed. There was a flurry of fists, and suddenly, I heard the distinct sound of a gunshot, after which the administrator slumped and fell. Eventually, I arrived, only to be able to confirm that both of them were dead. I went up to the portal
and examined Vara for any signs of life. I found none. When I looked up again, I saw Remy looking at me with a pained expression. I stepped away, giving him some space as he stepped up to the small corpse. Are you looking for me? Did you sneak out again? Poor girl. He enveloped her as his tears started raining down on the small body. Soon more help arrived. Remy and I got all the medical attention we needed. Besides those we already knew to be dead, it was also too late for Maverick. I warned them about the comet, telling them to check the PDAs I had given them for verification of my claims. A few minutes later, EMTs arrived, and I was put into an artificial coma due to my injuries. In the weeks I was out, a variety of things happened. After everything that had taken place, negotiations were fierce between humanity and the dragons. Out of respect, Reyes' body was returned to humanity through the portal. While his actions had shattered all goodwill on the dragon's side, Reyes' wounds did their job to do the same for humanity. I, too, was to be returned to humanity, but as my condition didn't allow it, humanity took the dragon's refusal to transfer me, as a sign they were keeping me as a hostage. It wasn't a priority for humanity, though. A fact I was well aware of well before I ever revived in this world. As far as they were concerned, Reyes and I had our chance, and the results weren't pretty. Ultimately, the dragons decided to return the PDAs before all contact was cut. Luckily, my claims were taken seriously, and there was already a plan in place to divert the comet. While they would have had to use the lab's generators to do it, humanity decided to use their portal's power source to support their slowly failing city for a while longer, as they looked for other, more long-term solutions. After I woke from my coma, I had to consider my options. While the dragons were able to create a new power source for the portal, I wouldn't have known how to send myself back to humanity, as their portal was already deactivated, at least not without the expertise of the dead administrator. The only coordinates remaining in the portal were those she left as a last resort. It turned out they were to send someone back in time to the day I arrived here. As soon as I could, I met with Remy, who told me about everything I'd missed. So the comet's been diverted and you replaced the power source for the portal. I guess I must have been gone for a long time. A few weeks, yes. What will you do now? I could use the portal to return to the day of my arrival. After all, I came here to save our dying city, which is something I failed to do. But you saved us. That's true, but I can't help thinking there could have been a diplomatic solution. If I just hadn't been in a coma during the negotiations. Whatever you want to do now, you can be sure that you'll have the Council's support. You could just stay here if you wanted to. I bet you wouldn't mind that, would you? You know how I am. Humans just fascinate me. This isn't just about me, though. Of course I would love it if you stayed with us, but I know there are many other factors at play here, and that it won't be an easy decision for you to make. Don't let me stop you from going back if that's what you want to do, though. I'll be fine. Are you sure about that? After all, I'm not alone anymore. In the last few weeks, I spent a lot of time with the Dean, and I'd say we're pretty good friends now. As sad as it is what happened with Vara, there is another girl at the orphanage we've been taking care of pretty often. Oh no. Maybe you've seen her. Her name is Emily, and she's just the sweetest little girl. Besides, if you really ended up going back in time, I'll see you again.
Fuck, man! Why does every single fucking ending have to end with with dead dragons? Why can't we all just get along and also exchange cultural knowledge and also maybe some hot, salty DNA while we're at it? Come on! I kissed the dragon! Honestly, I feel like with the time that I have, I could go for one more, but I've already broken my heart like twice tonight. So I'm gonna call it a little bit early. It's not you, it's me not being able to handle the game. I need some time after seeing this guy in the fucking jackal pose. That's definitely the thumbnail for the video, though. Those on YouTube, yep, you've seen it.
You've seen it.
Also, I should probably actually, like, Google Corona straws.
But I'll let the credits roll before I do.
So that's a total of 2 dragons that I've gotten to strip. 1 I got to smooch, and 1 I got to explore the intricacies of orifices with. You've seen Remy's good ending, Casualties of War.
Standing right there next to the portal. Corona straws. No.
User page of Corona straws for affinity.net. Latest tweets.
Yep, that's a lot of dragons. But it also looks like they're a full artist. Damn. Cute creatures mashup. That's slightly... Damn.
Damn, they retweet a lot of horny shit on Twitter. If that is believed to be the same person.
I don't think it is, though. Because the fur affinity and the Twitter aren't, like, together. Some of my dear friends, some amazing artists. I mean, it looks like it's the same character. And yeah. Yeah. It does in fact look like WoW Dragon. Anyway, I'll save that for when I'm taking my pants off. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the home stretch. We have, I think, one more ending. Because we got Remy. We got Anna. We got Lorem's ending. We got Adine's ending. We have... what is it? Kevin and Kuroharu. Why do I want to say that? Kuromatsu on the front, which those aren't required, but yeah. There's a lot more endings, but some of them are pretty much all of the rest of them are evil. There's only one more good ending that we have to get. It's Bryce's good ending. So we're gonna have to snuggle up with a cop. And I think if I've got enough time on the next Dragon's stream, I might do the evil ending, and then we're gonna do the the true ending. Oh, fuck. Shit, really? An extended version of the true ending is available once the true ending has been seen? Oh, fuck it. I'll just get normal true ending, not grand true ending. If you have at least 60 achievements saved on your game, not Steam, then you gain access to Izumi's computer. Maybe. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. If you like what you've seen here today, follow me. Twitch, Twitter, Discord, YouTube. Steam client update has been downloaded. Okay. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Discord. Yeah, actually, that's it. That's the 4 elements. But let me go raid somebody with you. I actually don't think I've raided Grim in a bit. Yeah, it's been a week since I raided Grim. Grim is currently playing a game called Grounded, which I don't actually know what that is. So, but anyway, it's the bunny. Y'all want to go see the bunny? Go see the bunny. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. No stream tomorrow, Friday. But I am going to say we're going to stream Splatoon on Saturday. I'm sorry. It's going to be a big one. Have a good one.